School Figure TV. Revolutionary salute. Revolutionary salute. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the House of Revolution. You know I'm your humble host, the Y'all Me of Revolution. And we got civil war in America. We got the chickens coming home to roost. Charlie Kirk killed in front of everybody at a rally. Before we get into that, be sure to wipe your feet. That means hit the like button. You in the House of Revolution? Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, y'all. This is very dangerous times. I never even paid attention to this clown, but I see he made some real racist remarks about our people. And when he was getting whacked, he was even being racist. Let's get into the content. Salute.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God. Cody, go, run.
Counting gang violence. Great.
Now, I found this video where it's blurred out so I can play a salute family roll up that good dinner, man. I'm glad this video blurred out. Now, what they're asking him is, they're debating him. He on the college campus debating. They ask him, could you tell me the statistics on mass shootings? I think it was they asked him. Mass shootings. And they talking about school shootings, things of that nature in the last 10 years. And what did he say? Well, are we talking about gang violence? He bring up gangs for some reason. Gangs? Because he's a racist bigot. See, he's a little slick bullshit. He want to bring black people crimes and violence into the conversation. He on a college campus. Ain't no gangs around. You ain't no hood. A white dude is debating you about white-on-white crime. And what did he do? He decided to smear. That is a fact. His last words were him smearing black people when a white dude is asking him about white-on-white crime. And they can't get away from that. The dude asked him about mass shootings, these school shootings, gun safety, stuff like that. And him being true to his bigoted self, well, are we talking about gang violence? Shot went off. And I absolutely believe the Zionists, the small hats are behind this. They want this civil war. They need the civil war. Tomorrow is September the 11th. Wow.
Not counting gang violence.
No, this wasn't the dude. They arrested this dude, 52 fake. He had nothing to do with it. The real sniper. I think I got a video. They saying they have a person of interest in they might let him go if it's Mossad. Then they gonna say we didn't ever catch nobody. But I just want to let y'all know how ironic it was. This dude, they're having a white-on-white debate. He decided to drag black people in it. He wasn't talking about the Hells Angels when he talking about gangs. He's talking about the Bloods, the Crips, the GDs. Boy, they talking about white-on-white violence. You want to smear black people, and that was his last words. So, they didn't do nothing like that. They just got that man. That man was there to do, man. That old man was innocent.
How dare you! How dare you! He's such a monster! Back up! Such a monster! Monster! A monster! How dare you! Back it up! Back it up! How dare you! How dare you!
Old man for no reason at all. He didn't do it.
I don't know. He said he shot him, but I don't know, dude.
Listen, the man that we know as.
All right. Charlie wanted to show y'all. Start this off with showing y'all the video of this man, the shooting beginning. And like I say, he was being a bigot. He was being a hypocrite. He was being racist. They talking about white-on-white crime. He decided to drag the Bloods, the Crips, the GDs into it. And that's going to be his last words, bro. That's his last motherfucking words in this debate. Y'all know I'll be on the Blackface Ku Klux Klan, but you debating white violence on the college campus, and you drag us into it. And that was your last words, being a bigot and a hypocrite. And they never going to be able take that back.
Here from the United States,
Now,
political
that's
commentator
it.
Charlie
Because
Kirk
when I
has
say-
passed away.
When I
after
say I believe the small hats did it, we finna look at this video right here. Then we finna get into some more details about this killing. 6 days ago on TikTok, somebody posted a video that this man was killed. 6 days ago.
being shot in the neck at an event. Now, before I do go ahead and get into this video, I did see the video of him getting shot, and I think anybody who saw that video pretty much knew that he was not going to survive that. And I'll go ahead and admit this, and it's interesting because, you know, we're so used to watching violence in movies, violence on TV, violence on the news, constantly hearing real life violence. Like, our brains are wired now for violence. Seeing something like that, I almost cried. I really did. And I'm not a person that watches Charlie Kirk, follows Charlie Kirk. Everybody knows I don't do the left-right paradigm, but seeing an actual human get shot like that and witnessing, you know, I can't even get the words out.
Small ass did that. And the racist bigots, they absolutely pissed. This was their golden boy. This was their future. This was the one they put on these campuses to push their propaganda, wrap bigotry and racism up into a shiny little bow and try to sell it to the population. This was their golden goose. And it's absolutely a political assassination, but it's who done it and what's the reason and why now? The Zionists done it. They just like I don't care what they say, MK Ultra, they reached that little brother killed that white girl, that Ukrainian on that motherfucking train. They want these problems and they're gonna get it by any means necessary. Tomorrow is September the 11th, ain't it?
It really did something to me. And I constantly hear the word fearmonger or fearmonger, or I'm trying to spread fear in the comment sections of my videos. And I constantly tell people I don't see any of the things that I talk about as scary. The only thing I really find scary is the whole AI agenda and weather manipulation, but everything else is just a game at this point. But again, seeing what I saw on video, that really affected me in a way. And, you know, it makes sense given the fact that I'm human at the end of the day. And make no mistake about it, even if it was somebody on the left or was an independent, I would feel the exact same way.
This man been mocking gun violence, school shootings. That's crazy. He was killed on a school at a school by a school shooting, and he mocked it. He mocked them. Every time the people bring up these schools need to be protected, these killers shouldn't have these these assault rifles in their goddamn hands. These hunting rifles. They bring up the Second Amendment, and you got every right to have 1,000 rounds. You have every right to have 1,000 round magazine. All that type of nonsense. They laugh when all these kids is dying in these schools. The chickens coming home to roost, and it ain't so funny for their ass today. The biggest ain't so funny now, is it?
What was captured on video was horrible to see. And I should be able to come on here and talk about how there's violence between people, how people are so angry, how this is a very angry world, and not having to see that there's an agenda behind it, that this was some sort of sacrifice, something along those lines, that this was a person whose life was taken because there are people out there that are angry through the politics, and that is that. But I saw something.
And Trump is the one who let everybody know this man was dead. Trump needed this to get all the heat off himself and all the bullshit he been doing, whip up the conservatives to ride with him and go against the Democrats because they was tired of him. They got Epstein evidence on this nigga. It's a lot going on. Then all of a sudden they kill this man. All the conservatives and the MAGA is on one accord again. They just was fractured over war. And Trump been a bigot and selling them out and a warmonger. After assassination of Charlie Kirk, they all on one page. Trump is their leader, and they ready to go to war with the liberals and Antifa. That's a fact. They did this shit to get back on track.
Something today, or I should say I was tagged in something today that made me realize why I'm always in that mind frame that everything is an agenda, everything is a script. I saw this video right here. Now to warn you ahead of time, this individual's voice is very, very annoying. It's very annoying. But if you can look past that, then you will see that there is something weird going on here because this was posted 6 days ago. But I do want to say really quick before I play this video, I'm not insulting him by calling his voice annoying because there are content creators out there that say my voice is weird. But I'm just saying it because he is purposefully making his voice to be this way.
They said he was dead.
Charlie Kirk has just passed away. His management team came to his official Twitter to say, "It is sad to announce that Charlie Kirk has just been found passed away inside of his Florida home. Charlie Kirk will be remembered as one of this generation's greatest debaters, as well as content creators, news anchors, and abstract thinkers. Charlie will forever hold a special place in all of our hearts. And we do appreciate all of the support in this time of special need. From CK Management, with this picture of him here, and as you guys can see, it has been going extremely viral. This comes shortly after he started targeting Big Pharma, saying how much money exactly has Big Pharma pumped into the campaigns of senators, and some people came out with real numbers showing different corruption, like, dude, how is Big Pharma paying for all of this? Especially because they're buying positions of power, and obviously that's just not okay. And so I wonder if any of that would have to relate to how.
And no, you cannot change the timestamp of a TikTok video. Once it's posted, it's posted. This was posted 6 days ago saying Charlie Kirk was dead in his Florida home. What's even more interesting is that this TikTok video that again was made 6 days ago shows that this post came from Charlie Kirk's actual Twitter account, from his team. Now, the person that created this video is TikTok channel is called Benzie News 2. I will go ahead and link it below. Now, I can't find the original Twitter post, but more than likely it was indeed deleted. But this TikTok was indeed posted 6 days ago with this Twitter post that was posted on September 4th, 2025. But I was able to find this. Charlie Kirk posted on September 4th at 11:30 a.m. how much money has Big Pharma pumped into the campaigns of these senators badgering Secretary Kennedy. And then a couple hours later, around 2:13, a TikTok was made where supposedly a post was made on X from his team that he passed away in his Florida home. That indeed sounds like a threat. That is very, very suspicious. Then 4 days later, after this apparent threat, he passed away from a gunshot at this event. So this rabbit hole runs very deep, and we have seen a lot of people pass away when they question Big Pharma. So yeah, I find that to be very, very interesting. But this might have a twofold effect, because I noticed that there is now a keyword trending on social media, especially on X, and that keyword happens to be civil war. Now, I don't believe that Charlie Kirk's passing will lead to a civil war, especially if people go down this Big Pharma rabbit hole. But for those that will not,
absolutely can. It's a small hats. That is Big Pharma. They any other name. They're the globalists. All other bullshit names. They control everything. Civil war absolutely can happen. The MAGA race is as big as they very upset. This is the golden goose. This is the golden boy right here. They very upset. They say the loony left. The Antifa done whacked them because of his Christian views. That's what they say.
Not. This is just one more stepping stone to something like that, especially that we're coming off the heels of news about that woman getting stabbed in the neck on the train.
Hold on, yeah, because they did this too. This MK Ultra. They have to do this. That man said the government did it. They MK Ultra that man to do that shit to that lady. But I wasn't paying attention to Charlie Kirk, but I just seen the video where he said if he see a black pilot, he second guess riding on that airplane. What? Oh, you racist bigot. He don't want to ride on no planes with no black pilots, y'all. See, he one of those type of motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? He ain't want no forgiveness for saying that. Hell no. You don't have the intelligence, he say, to be flying no planes. Boy. Oh, really, Mr. Kirk?
Heels of news about that woman getting stabbed in the neck on the train. And I was actually talking to somebody on X who left me a comment about that, saying how they felt like all of these events are being heavily manufactured, heavily scripted to lead us into a giant race war or a civil war. And I said, yeah, I feel the exact same way. It feels like we're getting news, constantly flooded with news, to the point that we're going to see a big event that's going to break the straw on the camel's back. It's going to bring everything to a head. And I'm not saying that there are not natural events out there, people who will naturally cause random acts of violence, because there definitely are. But we have to remember that a little bit more than a year and some months ago, this movie came out, which was actually called Civil War. And upon seeing the trailer, because I didn't see the movie, but a lot of you that did see the movie, and upon me seeing the trailer, we were pretty much all in agreement that this movie was predictive programming for what's to come. no different than Barack Obama's scripted movie, Leave the World Behind. And I know some people will say that, well, this was an easy movie to make given the fact of the political climate that we are in today. But I really have to say, ever since this movie came out, and especially Leave the World Behind, things have been really ramping up. And we have to remember, when it came to Leave the World Behind,
the Democrats, they whip up they psychopaths and they go shoot Republican politicians or blow up a Republican motherfucking Republican building office or Republican they little meeting venue or whatever like that. They find a bomb now, something like that. That's what the Democrats do. But the Republicans, that's the problem. When they whip up their crowd, then they go into these churches and kill a bunch of black people. Then they go into these motherfucking dollar stores to kill a bunch of black people. Then you see, this is the problem here. When they get whipped up, they talk about Antifa. Bitch, y'all ain't want to shot no Antifa. Y'all motherfucker go look for some black people killed. This is the problem with this here. Black people better pay attention. When they get worked up, the bigots, the racists within the Republican Party, you see? Because they know they just figure, a bunch of blacks, they looking out for the Democratic Party anyway. So then they pump up these people to go violate black people. A couple black people get hung, a couple of black truckers come up missing, all that type of disgusting shit.
Behind. That movie started with a ship crashing onto a beach. Not too long after that movie, a ship actually crashed into a bridge. And when it came to that movie, a lot of things came into fruition. When it came to the whole Tesla situation, planes crashing out of the sky, the threats of cyber hacks from multiple different countries. The movie was showing us how the birds were losing their sense of direction. Animals were just acting very bizarre. Deer were angry. And what are we seeing today? We're seeing the animals acting very bizarre, looking rather bizarre. Birds losing their sense of direction and so forth. All types of birds chirping at all different types of hours. Birds that normally chirp during the day are chirping at night like they can't sleep. And what did Leave the World Behind end on? It ended on the note of a civil war. While all these countries were invading the United States, Russia, China, and so forth, we heard on the walkie-talkie how there's a civil war breaking out. The Americans were firing upon each other while all this was taking place. And I did a pretty big breakdown of that movie based on the symbolism. They were telling you who the script writers are of these events that were taking place, no different than the script writers when it comes to a lot of these events that take place in the real world. And I don't even want to call this the real world because it feels like a giant script we're living in. It feels like a giant movie. And like they were showing us at the end of the movie, it's easier to invade America and bring America down when we're at war with one another. Type in Civil War in the search box of X, and that's all you're going to see. Civil War this, Civil War that. It's time for a civil war. And again, they were showing us this ahead of time.
By killing him, they letting Trump and those big-time Republicans know they could have been one of y'all, man. We're not playing. Y'all better attack Iran. We're going to wipe out we're gonna take all that land in Israel, in Gaza. We're gonna take over. The war with Iran is coming. They won't war with Russia. They hate China guts. Come about the small head. That's serious business. And there's too many people on this planet. They want depopulation. See, people looking at this shit and thinking it's nothing. Oh, this is a serious situation right here.
It was going to come.
And tomorrow is 9/11. You think this is a game? Then tomorrow, a lot of MAGA and Republicans, they won't be feeling patriotic anyway. Boy, anything could happen tomorrow. But people not paying attention. Who attacked America on 9/11? Who really was behind that? It's the same people who killed this motherfucking man and who want everybody to be against one another.
And what's going to happen around the same time, this great blackout, which they also have planned. This is why all these so-called powers that be are buying these underground bunkers. And one might say that, well, if the grid goes down, well, the power will go out for them. They won't be able to operate their AIs, their robotics, and so forth. But we don't know what type of grid they work on. We don't know what type of systems they have that keeps them going. It is going to be wild. We're just going to see nothing but chaos. Matter of fact, what's interesting is that 2 months ago, I made this video right here talking about just that, about chaos, how all we're seeing in news and media is the word chaos, and how we're living in the year of chaos. Again, I made this video 2 months ago than ever before. They were showing you on national TV 1 year after 9/11, this memorial, their calling card, the all-seeing eye. So all these events that are currently taking place, like what's happening in Los Angeles, these events to sow chaos, they are all by design. What is currently happening in Los Angeles was always meant to happen no matter who was president, whether it's Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, because they are testing something. And I'm going to go ahead and get into that a little bit later on in this video. But one of the key words I am seeing by news and media, if you go through these news articles here, one of the key words happens to be chaos. For example, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these news articles. Protesters or agitators, who is driving chaos at LA immigration protest? Trump's political brand is chaos. Some observers fault feds for chaos in LA County. Chaos erupts in the LA area following increased activity across the country by ICE. Trump's chaos campaign in Los Angeles. Chaos, chaos, chaos. And of course, chaos is a great way to describe what is currently happening in Los Angeles. I go ahead and type in Trump into Google, and what is the second thing that appears? The second thing that appears is Trump, a great chaos. The word of the day, or perhaps the word of the year, will be chaos. So what am I getting to? Well, they always have to show us ahead of time their plans, and one of the ways they do it is through a magazine called The Economist. The Economist I have featured a couple times, or quite a few times on this channel, thanks to these magazine covers, the 2024 World Ahead and the 2025 World Ahead, because these magazine covers always seem to quote unquote predict future events. Well, isn't it just interesting that 2 months ago, back on April 12th of 2025, The Economist would once again release a magazine cover, this magazine cover right here, which shows Donald Trump's face, but you can see the words, "The Age of Chaos." It definitely seems like those who own and operate The Economist really do know a lot. But let's go ahead and go back to their 2025 World Ahead magazine. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish there. I will go ahead and link that full video below as well, because it's very interesting timing. But in any case, thank you so much for watching.
All right, we have more concerning breaking news. Less than 1 hour after conservative commentator Charlie Kirk was tragically pronounced dead, MAGA Fox News host Jesse Waters goes live on air and declares war. He decides to use the most incendiary, divisive rhetoric by claiming, quote, "They're at war with us. What are we going to do about it?" I want to highlight the shooter is still at large. The Chiron on Fox News says, "Police looking for Kirk shooting suspect." So the Chiron is admitting that we don't know who did this yet, while Jesse Waters is saying, quote, "They are at war with us." And again, I entirely condemn this. And if you want to make the argument that there's a high likelihood the person who did this disagreed with Charlie Kirk from a more left...
The military grade shooter, they shot this man from further back than what they shot at Trump. So come on, man. Everybody know who did this, but the small hats were the ones, and they want chaos within the United States.
Leaning or far left.
These bastards at Fox News finna give it to them because they gonna whip up violence. But like I said, and I proved, but every time they whip up violence happen to us. They don't seem to find no Antifa. I'm not trying to tell them go hurt no whites on the left, but they never do that. They find it, like I said, a church somewhere black folks in, they kill them. Dollar store somewhere, kill them. Randomly, we get killed. Jog down the road, you get killed. This is the bullshit that I'm talking about. They saying they tired of the communists and the Antifa. Why the fuck you find us? That ain't us.
Left lens, then we can wait for the investigation. I wouldn't disagree that it's likely, but it's definitely not time to be going live on Fox in front of millions of Americans and using the most incendiary rhetoric possible. Jesse Waters is double my age, yet the video that I made in response called for a better, more unified America. I'm going to play the clip in just 1 second, but I want to be clear. This is clear incitement. Jesse Waters tries to draw a narrative of a bunch of tragedies that aren't linked in any way. He cites the shooting of Donald Trump's ear, which was done by a Republican kid. He cites the shooting of 2 Jewish people outside of an embassy, which was done by a far left, insane, radical lunatic who nobody would defend. No liberal will ever defend this. But let's just listen to this clip of Jesse Waters and keep in mind, this is rhetoric designed to prime people for more violence. So we need to back.
That's all white people committing all this political chaos and shooting politicians, trying to kill Trump. Whoever shot this man gonna be white. Running these schools, killing all these people. Killed the 2 politicians in Minnesota. These are all white people. This is all white on white crime. But then this mentally held, this crazy lunatic black guy stabbed with the Ukrainian girl. Oh Lord, white people under attack. Well, boy, y'all is killing each other. You barely run into a black person for them to harm you. But the racist bigots magnify that. But guess what? The Most High will make a way somehow. You can't overcome this. The big killing. See, they got to put fire on that little bus killing. That lunatic killed that white girl. Because I can tell you this. For that one black dude who killed that white girl, 100 white men killed white ladies all over this country on that same day. I'm going to find the information and put it out there and shame them all. It's, oh my God, why 100 white ladies died brutally at the hands of white men on that same goddamn day you never said a mumbling motherfucking word.
Back off this type of rhetoric, Jesse Waters.
So this hits differently because Charlie was one of us. And Trump gets hit in the ear. Charlie gets shot dead. They came after Kavanaugh with a rifle to his neighborhood. They went after Musk's cars.
White people.
They just shot 2 Jews outside the embassy.
White people.
Think about it. Scalise got shot, barely survived.
That was a white person. Shot
it's happening. You got trans shooters.
That was white.
You got riots in LA.
That was Antifa. White
they
people.
Are at war with
Mexicans.
us. Whether we want to accept it or not,
come on,
this
nigga just listed a whole list of white people and Mexicans. Whoa, shit, I thought y'all said black people was the problem. They getting exposed. Y'all want to have this conversation? We here for it. Look what y'all done did to this goddamn country, and it wasn't us. It's y'all. Lost y'all goddamn mind to where y'all decent, loving, political activists can't even go to a school in Utah. Gun violence. That ain't Los Angeles. That ain't Chicago. We need the National Guard in Utah immediately. The Mormons out of goddamn control. I'm not bullshitting. We have got to send the National Guard to Utah, one of the most whitest places on this planet, because they just killed Charlie Kirk. Assassination. The violence is out of control in Utah.
At war with us. What are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate? And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us to put as much pressure on these people as possible.
Black people,
Dana nailed
he got whacked. He was mocking black people. They was having a white-on-white debate about mass shootings in these schools. And what did that bigot do? He decided to drag black people in it, black gangs, because he didn't mean the Hells Angels or the Mongols or the Banditos. He said, oh, we talking about gang violence? Pow! The shot went off. Huh? He had to get one last jab at black people before he lost his life, and that's a fact. That's karma for his motherfucking ass. See, he had did that song and dance so many times, that's like his white supremacy punchline. Even though it's white-on-white violence they talking about, well, let's slap a black person while we're in it. That was the last time this man got to throw that punchline at black people, and that's just a fact.
This is unacceptable and has to stop.
Wait. I just want to pause it. The chyron at the bottom says, Charlie Kirk assassin still on the loose. At this very moment, we do not know who did this. We don't know their ideology. You could make assumptions in your head, but in what reality is it okay to go on air in front of millions of Americans and use rhetoric about they're at war with us? It is very clear incitement. I have not seen a single politician on the Democratic side say this is okay. Everybody has unequivocally condemned it, and everybody should, so we can tone down the rhetoric, because again, when somebody who disagrees with you is murdered like this, that could lead to somebody who agrees with you getting murdered like this. It is a catalyst for violence that then becomes a chain reaction. But let's finish this clip right here and we'll talk about it further.
You're telling young man, I would be just wrong to go at the Most High. He said you reap what you sow. Now, if I condemn this, I'll condemn the Most High. You reap what you sow. This is just truthful. They need to stop doing this. I thought you believed in a good book. Why they don't believe in a good book? You reap what you sow. What has this young man been sowing? Before I came on the show, I just seen the clip of him saying, oh, he was so happy. Another one of his racist punchlines. If he get on the plane and see a black pilot, oh no, he ain't getting on that plane. He got to rethink that. Well, he don't have to worry about those type of frivolous things anymore.
And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians, the media, and all these rats out there. This can never happen again. It ends now. Greg's right again. This is a turning point. And we know which direction we're.
Yeah, it is very clear the direction you want to go down, Jesse Waters. The direction of incitement, divisive rhetoric, and immediately hopping on air in front of millions and using political messaging that makes politics sound like it's warfare. I mean, the Chiron says Charlie Kirk assassin still on the loose, yet Jesse Waters tries to create this very specific narrative with all of these terrible examples. He talks about the attempted assassination of Trump. This was a Republican kid who everyone condemns. He then talks about the shooting of 2 people outside of an embassy. This was an anarchist that everybody condemns. You should never just kill people based on who they are. And he leaves out, over the past few months, 2 Democratic lawmakers being assassinated back to back inside their homes in Minnesota. This happened, yet Jesse Waters precluded that. I don't want to do this tit for tat game on violence because it's not productive. We need to cool everything off. But if we,
you know what, you should get stiffer penalties for white on white crime. That's serious business, bro. This has got to stop because white on white violence is the biggest violence in the whole motherfucking world. Only white on white violence can end the world. That's a fact. Only the whites can end the goddamn world with nuclear war. So if you stop the white on white violence, man, we can get a Nobel Peace Prize. But for white on white violence, you should get double the time. God damn it! This has got to stop. The whites have got to find a way to get along. You've been doing this for far too long. Why can't y'all get along? You never could live amongst each other without warring and killing and murdering. Every fucking decade, every century, every year. I'm a historian. Remember, I know. And now today, 2025. You're in Utah of all places. God damn, though, lily of the liliest places. Gun violence.
we played this tit for tat game, Jesse Waters would be quite embarrassed. But again, politics should not be treated like some sort of warfare. Here's my worry. Okay, I'm 22 years old, and we are currently seeing the social fabric of America weakening in real time. I someday want to work towards a future that has less political violence, less division, and working democratic systems where billionaires aren't influencing it. So let's talk about some real responsible policy steps that we can use to fix this. But first of all, Wahat said, glad to see this response from the Democrats. This is appropriate and decent. And I want to remind everyone that Trump mocked Paul Pelosi, who was nearly killed by a deranged conspiracy theorist, mocked him publicly at the RNC. So while every Democratic politician is using normal, non-divisive rhetoric, we have Elon Musk and Laura Loomer and everyone saying insane stuff. So here's what we need to do. First of all, we need to fix the online ecosystem. We don't need to limit speech, but social media platforms are now engineered to promote the most inflammatory content because it keeps people clicking. That's why Elon Musk gets 22 million views when he says the left is the party of murder. And that's why Gavin Newsom gets more views when he posts things in all caps. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying the type of...
Brother, you are entitled. You're making up excuses. This violence is as American as apple pie. The ancestors, Malcolm and them, they've been telling y'all about this shit. It's been, before it was a social media, the violence. America is a violent society. And they just want to murder and kill by any means necessary. It ain't just guns. If it just was, if it wanted swords, they'll sword you to death. It just was baseball bats. They'd be baseball batting people to death. Violent society. But since you got guns, everything end at the end of a gun. They teach their kids this stuff, and then their kids use it against them. You train your soldiers this, then your soldiers use it against you. That's a fact. Every corner of this country, violence It's plaguing them. You can't just point. If you point, you see that last couple of days, it's been good to point to figure out black people because that black dude killed that Ukrainian. These people don't give a shit about the Ukrainian, but it make them feel better. But this here done told the ugly. This here done told the Band-Aid off the wound. No, it's you. You have to look in the mirror, America. It is you. You are the cancer. That's why you get everybody around the world. You want to threaten them militarily. You want to bully them. It is no negotiations. So if you negotiate with nobody, then guess what? You have taught your citizens they don't want to negotiate. They just want to murder. When they have a political problem or any other problem, it comes down to murder, America.
Attention that the algorithm promotes is the type that Trump and Republicans thrive off of. It's why all caps posts get more views. So we need to make sure violent rhetoric is not rewarded and amplified, but rather we have transparency in the algorithms through legislation, limit calls to violence online, and make sure that
Venezuela right now with violence for no reason at all. Violence to all these African nations, violence in Latin America. You're threatening Russia. You're threatening China. This is all you do is threaten people. You see? The chickens coming home to the roof, like Michael said, this is what you have reaped all around the world. Political assassinations. It's only right you taste your damn medicine.
You know, at the very minimum, there are responsible media standards. Networks should be held accountable. I don't know why people like Jesse Waters are allowed to go on air and say that we are now at war. We're not. The president of the United States himself was saying that Chicago is about to be at war.
Well, why the hell was the Democrats steady going on MSNBC and CNN saying that Gaddafi soldiers was raping women and that they had to be stopped and that black people in Libya was mercenaries? They got a lot of black people killed and put in slavery. See, it ain't just the Republicans, it's the Democrats too. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you, brother. You need to stop doing that. Y'all can't be pushing y'all political violence all over the world and don't think you're going to taste that violence. You are the biggest purveyor of violence. You know who said that? Dr. King. That's the last black leader, had the balls to look these people in their face and say, don't tell me about Russia. Don't tell me about China. I don't want to hear about North Korea. Dr. King said America is the biggest purveyor of violence. Man, and still to this day.
Or another thing we can talk about, and this one is rather obvious, but just common sense gun safety. I do want to point out we don't know the identity of the shooter yet, but there's so many scenarios in which common sense gun safety law.
Don't you dare play stupid with us. We know it was a white male who killed Charlie Kirk. Don't you play dumb with us, brother. You don't play dumb with us, brother. I know you don't want to do that. A white male. It's in Utah. Believe me, if he was any other color, they would have added, everybody would have pointed, it's him. And if he was black, he'd have been strung up right on the spot. It was a white male who killed the great white hope, Charlie Kirk.
Laws could have prevented political rhetoric from just spilling out into real world violence. We also just need more moral leadership. This shouldn't have to be said, but when we have leaders on predominantly one side using insanely inflammatory rhetoric, then it leads to more tension in the country. And there's no denying that.
Talking about Hillary Clinton said black people were super predators. It's Democrats too. Don't see. That's why I'm not letting y'all get away with this. Because no, we're not going to sit here just all the Republicans. No, I'm letting blacks don't look out for them because they're biggest finna rise up. But y'all too. Hillary Clinton said we're super predators. Sleepy Joe said he didn't want his kids raised in no jungle around us. That's a jungle when you got to be around black people. He said when he worked at the swimming pool, little black people, little kids touching his leg was like little roaches. That's what Joe Biden said. So that's incendiary to us. You might not feel that way. Black people feel that's incendiary rhetoric talking about us like that.
You know, when Donald Trump rose to power in 2012, politics-wise, it was because he said Obama wasn't born in America. That's new. Obama had never had some conspiracy at that level. Obama never spread anything at that level. It was Republicans that started
getting paid by the Democrats. That's how you got 1.5 million. Now, to tell the truth for Trump, it was Hillary Clinton who said Obama wasn't born here and that he was born in Kenya and born in Indonesia first. Trump got it from them. It was the Clintons, and everybody know that. It was Bill and Hillary who first played the racist. That's why Obama and them didn't really fuck with him. But that's a historical fact. Hillary Clinton was the first one to use that racist playbook with Obama. He still kicked the butt and defeated her. Then Trump picked it up and ran with it. But the Democrats hate that little fact. Trump, he was being racist. Well, if he was being racist, well, Hillary was being racist.
Started spreading these conspiracy theories. But again, the blame game is useless when our country or the social fabric of our country seems to be weakening. At the Mockler Media channel, we'll continue to spread the truth on a day-by-day basis. And we need you guys. So, yes, I condemn this shooting. We need clear messaging right now. I'm getting
truth up several times on this one show because you motherfuckers act like it's just the Republicans we got to look out for. Fuck no. Y'all motherfuckers is a big part of the problem too, goddamn. That's serious business. Because y'all have been giving them trans individuals too much pills. They shooting up shit. All of y'all is the problem, bro. Like I just said, too much white on white violence. This is serious. This shit got to stop. We in the middle of y'all foolishness.
Woo. This man got so scared. Look at that. I'm sweating. This man got so scared that he ended up leaving the planet in order not to debate me. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Now, what we also need to discuss. This might be a turning point for USA. I was going to open one up and smoke one.
So they still looking for the dude. That's crazy. Salute, soldier.
For this bozo. But he's not even worth me lighting it, bruh. He's not even worth me lighting one up. Y'all take your cigs out. Take your cigs out. I want to get an accurate picture of where he is. There we go. That's more accurate. That's more accurate. How's everybody doing today? Because I'm doing amazing. How's everybody doing today? What? How's everybody doing today? What? I can't hear y'all. When I say RIP, you say bozo. RIP, bozo. RIP, bozo. When I say RP, y'all say bozo. RP, bozo. RP, bozo. Well, look at that. Look at that.
Amazing army.
Now, let's address some situations. Because I know that homosexual Crowder had my name in his mouth. I don't know how he manages to fit people's name in his mouth in between him sucking dick. But Crowder, you do what you want to do, bro. I believe in everyone's rights. Okay. New Soul says, it's all thanks to Luke. You are waking the American people up on what must be done to change the country. Oh, no, 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 no. That's CIA. I'm not waking anybody up, sir. All these mofos, that's a CIA op if I've ever seen one, sir. I'm sorry, sir. We can't allow that one. I appreciate it. But no, sir. That's a Fed post if we've ever seen one. You the GOAT. No, you're the GOAT. That's what you have to understand. You're the GOAT. Okay? You guys are the GOAT. That's what you have to understand. Y'all are the GOAT. All right? Because people, you know, the white ignorants, they seem to be a little upset about my post that I did. Now, did I say, I want everyone to look back on the video I did, because apparently it's gone viral on Twitter. They've already paused all of my freaking my ad spending on Twitter. Can't even do ads. This is how they work. They get their fee-fees hurt, then they want to retaliate. How many black victims have we had to deal with? Did they not are they not bringing up George Floyd till this day? They have, how many accounts do they have with George Floyd? Didn't they do a reenactment? Didn't that fat ass homosexual Steven Crowder, and I have nothing against homosexuals, let me just be clear. Didn't he do a reenactment of George Floyd? Huh? This is what I'm talking about. And I didn't say anything in the video wishing ill upon the little Ukrainian chick, did I? All I said is, I don't care. That's all I said. All I said is, I don't care. And that got their panties in a bunch. Did I ever say, I'm glad that happened? No, I think that's horrible. I started off the video saying, I think that's horrible. I even left a comment saying, hey, RIP to the family, thoughts and prayers to the family. All I said is, I don't care. And now they want to scream and cry. Speak on behalf of 99.9% of black people. According to this black man, they don't care at all. A violent black stabbed Ira to death on the train for being white. Once again, what are they running with? And then they had the audacity to try and say that I'm race baiting. Lucas, there's now an opening. Now's your chance to grip back to the right. You're absolutely correct. I could be the owner of fucking TPUSA. You're absolutely correct. I could grip back to the right and make some monies. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our God-given rights. Woo! 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 No fucking way. No way. Did this fool really say that? Did he really say that? I want everyone to understand, I think it's horrible what happened to that lady. I think it's horrible. Oh my God, there's other videos of it. I'm going to download these videos, sorry. I'm going to download them before Twitter takes them off. The last thing Charlie Kirk said was about gang violence, and he got popped by a white man. The irony. Hilarious. What did I tell y'all? They spend so much time focusing on black people. What happened? Charlie, from what I heard, was a pain in the neck. Oh, my God. Is it too soon? Is it too soon to be making jokes? Is it too soon?
To the amazing army.
Did you make a TikTok or is someone stealing your content? Someone's probably stealing my content. Did I not say this? They weren't. What were they not just talking about? Chicago. What were they not just screaming about? This little white girl on the train. All I said was, I don't care. Y'all paraded around Daniel Penny to the White House. Y'all, as far as said that George Floyd died of fentanyl, even though we had a whole fucking case saying that's not the case. You had Steven Crowder and his homosexual self. Don't have anything against homosexuals. He's the main one. And he has the audacity to get upset because I don't care. What? Now you want my feelings too? You've taken our lives, you've taken our freedoms, you've taken our money, you've taken our culture, you've taken our lexicon. Now you want our feelings too? Now we got to feel bad now. Did y'all feel bad about George Floyd? No. Did y'all feel bad about Breonna Taylor? No. Do y'all feel bad about Willie McCoy, Elijah Schaefer? Huh? List goes on. Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin. Now we got to feel bad. Bad Lucas for not feeling bad. Nah, fam. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. And look, if you look at the comments, this is how delusional they are. They're trying to act like, oh, he wants a race war. Let's frame this, y'all. Are you ready? Let's frame this. One white girl was killed by a schizophrenic black person. How do they frame it? A violent black, because she was white. Who wants a race war? Did I ever?
Revolutionary salute to my brother Vincent Brown Scott for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is real life. Absolutely appreciate the love, soldier. Salute.
Ever say that he killed her because she was white? If that was the case, that's cuckoo for cocoa. Bro, did they have this much animosity and hatred for the white kid who went to Buffalo to specifically kill black people in a fucking grocery store? Did you have one black person put out a tweet like this? Show me one. Did you have one black person talking about, oh, we gonna have a race war, we gonna kill some crackers, that's what we gonna do, this is unacceptable? No. Did you have one black person do that when it came to George Floyd, and they were fucking mocking his death even till this day? So far that they're talking about, hey, Derek Chauvin should be pardoned. No. Breonna Taylor, when they tried to fucking convict the boyfriend who shot back at a fucking unknown person shooting into the apartment. No, what did they say? They brought out their coons talking about, well, you lie with pigs, you're going to get dirty. That's what that fucking coon-ass Tatum said. Did they say anything when Candace Owens was doing fucking media tours talking about police brutality is a myth and deriding and vilifying black people? Not one fucking thing. So no, you're right. I don't care. And you're not going to make me care. All right? Just like I'm not going to make you fucking racists care about the black lives or even care about white lives. Y'all don't know anything about Hunter Britton, do you? Of course these racists don't. White boy killed by police. How many years did the officer get? 1 year. Did you hear them screaming about the white officer who did that? Nope. Ryan Whitaker, white man, killed by police, shot in the back for being too loud at his house. Being too loud, they called the cops. A Karen called the cops on him. Police shot him in his back. Officer didn't get charged. Yeah, I don't want to hear this shit. But no, every single time, it's something that it fits into your narrative. Like I said, the Neanderthal mindset, black person bad, white person good. Now y'all want to run around and start screaming and crying. Oh my God. Taking your position. This isn't my position. There was at one point in time I cared about Elijah McClain. I cared about the white guy. I cared about the white girl. I thought it was all horrible. Y'all showed me not to care. When y'all tried to fucking run hit pieces on Ahmaud Arbery. Oh, he was casing the joint. Oh, he had a hammer in his pocket. Oh, it wasn't racist. Up until the point we find the fucking Facebook post talking about, I'm glad I'm fishing because there ain't any N-words here. Did you hear any of them scream and cry about that? No. Absolutely not. And the fact of the matter is, we would have never even heard about Ahmaud Arbery had it not been for the GBI. They were going to sweep that under the rug. So no, you can spare me your fucking moral outrage, you racist pieces of shit. Because you guys are getting exactly what you've sold out. This is exactly what I've said. The lineage of evil. Did I not? Did I not say the lineage of evil is getting their comeuppance? So Charlie Kirk got nothing to do with me. Do I care? No. Absolutely fucking not. Do I think it's horrible? 100%. But from my understanding, I thought this is all part of God's plan, right? This is God's plan, is it not? When kids are getting shot up in the schools, it's God's plan. What we need to do, if we ever do find the shooter, what we need to do is focus on mental health, right? That's what we need to do, right? Right? It's a mental health issue. Funny how when you actually have somebody who had mental fucking health issues, y'all just call them a violent black. A person actually suffering schizophrenia, documented, now it's just a violent black. Little fucking white boy shot up a school, mental health issue. Go fuck yourself with your hypocrisy. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done giving you the benefit of the doubt. I'm done being charitable in my interpretations because you have shown me that I'm a fool. That's what you have shown me. Every single time I tell people, listen, we got to wait for the evidence. Do they wait for the evidence? No, they run to conclusions. They jump to conclusions. And it's always Neanderthal mindset of black person bad, white person good. So fuck you, sincerely. Two can play that game. Now it's no fun when the bunny has a gun, is it? It's no fun when someone says they don't care. It's no fun when you start getting memes of a dead person, right? How many memes have we seen of fucking George Floyd? And what do they say? What the fuck do they tell us when we say, hey, that is disrespectful? That is fucking evil. That is wicked. Black fragility. Oh, why are you guys so fragile? This is black fragility. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Oh, y'all don't like that. Y'all keep thinking niggas is dumb. No, niggas is waiting. That's what y'all need to understand. We waiting for you to destroy you. And it seems to be expedited. It seems that God has expedited the process. So no, I don't care. And you want to know something? If you don't like what I said, hey, it's freedom of speech, is it not? Every single time Charlie Kirk went on a fucking campus talking about, oh, black on black crime, black people kill white people at this rate, blah, 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 blah. All of his fucking venom, his venom that he gave to people, his horrible misinformation that he spewed to audiences. Yeah, that's correct. Rest in peace, bozo. That's correct. And allegedly, it was a white person. Allegedly. But hold on. Did y'all have the same outrage when the white people tried to kill Trump? Huh? Y'all do understand there was multiple attempts on Trump's life and it was all white men. Huh? One black person who has mental health issues now is an example of all black people. Now, when I say that 99.9% of black people don't care, now somehow, they're trying to conflate not caring with me as far as validating what happened. I already said it was bad. Look, who's the sensitive ones now? Who's got fragility now? Huh? Who's got fragility now? Y'all can kiss my fucking black ass, bruh. That's what y'all can do. I'm done playing by your rules. Black people, stop playing by their rules, bro. Play by their fucking rules. Stop playing. Stop listening to their rules, bro. Stop listening to them. Play by the rules that they play with, not the rules that they give for you. Because the rules they give for us is very different from the rules that they fucking hold. Nigga, you do something, you're the bad guy, right? You defend yourself, well, you shouldn't have defended yourself that much. I've never heard some shit like that before. You telling me if I defend myself, Now you want to fucking constrain how much I defend myself? Well, you should have punched him 2 times. 1 punch would have been enough. Fuck you. How about that? And I want to let you know something. For all you fucking racist peck words out there, there are more of us than there are of you on the fucking planet. On the fucking planet. On the planet, my G. I don't condone or advocate for violence. But stop talking your hot shit when your own people are fucking popping you. Stop worrying about fucking black people every 5 goddamn seconds when your own fucking families are starving. Your fucking white farmers don't have ways to pay for their fucking wheat, their corn. They don't know how they're going to survive. But you worried about fucking crime rates in Chicago. You goddamn fucking morons. You stupid fucking idiots. Wake the fuck up. So you can make me be the boogeyman all you motherfucking want. And for all you fucking coon, you fucking Sambo soldiers out there, you're going to suffer the same demise because you were part of the lineage of evil. You see, Candace Owens got out real quick. She got out. She pivoted real fast, huh? I haven't heard her mention anything about black people since she pivoted. Have you? She's been on her Jew tirade. Jews this and Jews that and Jews this. Okay, bitch. All right. She pivoted real quick. This should be a warning to all you fucking evildoers out there. Yeah, nigga, I'm sounding like Batman. All you evildoers out there, just understand that there are good white people out there. Let me just be clear. There are good white people out there. That's why I don't say as far as a specific race is a lineage of evil. No, that'd be foolishness. There were good white people who helped the slaves. Come on, Nick. Come on. You can hide in the cabinet. You can hide in the cabinet until they're gone. The problem is you fucking lineage of evil, you racist fucks, hung them too. What did y'all call them? The same place they want to talk about, oh, this isn't a racist country. Y'all hung those people and called them fucking N-word lovers. That's what you did. All these ideals that the country stands up for. Y'all hung those people. Y'all fucking lynched them right along the fucking slaves and called them N-word lovers. Don't tell me about your bullshit. Don't tell me about, oh, we stand for freedom and, you know, you understand equality. Don't tell me about your bullshit. We already know what the fuck y'all are. We already know what type of evil y'all commit. Y'all are so evil, y'all commit it on your own people, as we can see today. So no, I don't want to hear this shit, bro. I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I've done it very respectful. Very respectful. Very fucking respectful. Okay? I didn't celebrate. I didn't kumbaya. I just simply said, I don't care. That to them is equivalent of calling, I don't know, death upon white people or something. That's how they view that. Upon you not caring, unless your fucking black ass cries and says, is weeds a hurt, massa? Is weeds a hurt? Is weeds a sick, massa? You notice that that's how they treat you, right? That's how they treat us. Nigga, you better cry. You better cry for Charlie Kirk. This is, you feel something, right, Negro? Right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel so bad. This is horrible that he gone. This is horrible. No, nigga, I don't care. Do something. I don't care. I don't care. Just like you don't care for black people. You don't care for Latinos. You don't care for fucking, you don't care for Palestinians. Yeah, you're right. You have a lineage of evil and a lineage of not caring. Y'all are so uncaring that you were throwing black people as gator bait. And now you want to be upset at me for simply saying I don't care? Man, if you don't miss me with your fucking nonsense, if you don't cry me a fucking river, cry me a fucking river and swim across it. Okay? I'm done. I don't want to hear your stupid shit anymore. Y'all can cry all you want. Y'all can scream racist. Y'all can scream white racism, all your fucking stupid shit. Because that's what y'all have. The same group of people who constantly want to co-opt fucking everything want you to believe that they created civilization. We was Vikings, okay? We was Vikings. We created civilizations. Y'all can't even create your own fucking words, bro. Y'all, what y'all deal to woke? Y'all stole woke. And that fucking piece of shit, Charlie Kirk, was one of the main arbiters of this fucking venom. Throwing that out. What did y'all do? Stole black fatigue. Huh? If you don't get the fuck out of my face, stay mad, bro. Why? Once again, there are probably some fucking racist fucks in the chat. Once again, what are y'all doing, racist fucks? You worried about me, stupid bitch, and not the fucking white person that just took one of y'all out.
Welcome to the amazing army.
Once again, what are you stupid racist fucks doing? You worrying about me. Huh? You worrying about me. That's the problem with y'all. Get black dick out of your mouth. How about that? Get black dick and black vagina out of your mouth. If maybe y'all would focus on you, we would all get along. Maybe if the Republicans actually cared about mental health and not go and cut mental health funding, which is exactly what the fuck they did, maybe little Arena Zaratutska, whatever, would be alive right now. Huh? But that's not what y'all believe. I know. I've been around you fucking pieces of shit for quite some time. That's not what y'all believe. You don't believe mental health has anything to do with it. You believe that black people are evil by nature. That's why y'all are suffering right now. Because if you think Jesus, you know, the same Jew that you worship, looks anything like you, you're fucking crazy. I'm just letting you know. So your own wicked behavior is coming back on you tenfold, bruh. Tenfold. From my understanding, the shooting that just happened with the kid, it was all white kids. I think that's horrible, but yet again, I don't care. You guys rule the country, right? Y'all were the civilization builders, right? We have a white president in the White House, do we not? So you need to ask yourself, why don't white people care about white people? That's what you need to ask yourself. Don't worry about black people. If you leave black people alone, we'd be fine. But you're too focused on black people that your own people are fucking mental health rates skyrocketed. I've never seen, if you look it up per capita, these mofos are the single-handed group of people who will get off a plea due to insanity. You let a Negro claim insanity, see what happens. You remember the Negro who was obviously crazy, who ran his truck through a group of white people? And what did they try to do? Always claim victim. Oh, he did it on purpose. He wanted to kill those white people. Listen, if you have to act like you're a victim, you're not a victim, fam. You going out of your way to be a victim, fam. That's how little of a victim you are. So don't come to me. Come to the fucking last 5 white people who shot up schools and try to kill your president. Don't come to me. Don't come to me because you're going to get some very hurtful truths coming to me. That's what's going to fucking happen. I don't want to hear your bullshit. I'm done hearing it. I'm done hearing it. You can be articulate, attractive, millions of dollars, and they'll still call you a monkey. This respectability politics that they got many of these Negroes thinking, that shit ain't real, fam. They don't give a fuck. I know. The moment in time you go off narrative, you're a fucking monkey. You're a fucking this. You're a fucking this. N-word this, N-word that. That's what they want. They want you to be a slave. They want you to be a house Negro. Once again, oh, you're not crying with the rest of us? Yeah, you're right. I'm not crying. I think Charlie Kirk no longer being here is a net positive. That's what I say. Maybe you're fucking poor white ignorance. Maybe you'll get the brainwashing that has happened to you out of your fucking mind. Y'all niggas want to constantly talk about fucking unity. That's the biggest joke I've ever seen. Constantly talk about unity, but constantly belittling, berating, and deriding black people. Constantly want to talk about unity, but then constantly destroy the schools, just have racist police, have laws improperly enforced, but talk about unity. I'm done, fam. I'm done. And then they don't know anything about this woman. Now, if this had been a black woman, what would they have done? I'll tell you what they have done. Well, Lucas, we need to see more video. That's exactly what they have said. Had they said that? Haven't they said that before? We didn't see what happened before, Lucas. Well, Lucas, they would do a background check. Charlie Kirk, the main piece of shit that was talking about he would be scared if a black pilot was on the plane, had a whole bunch of dumb fucking white people being scared that there was a black pilot. You had white people actually ask to go make sure that there was a white pilot on the fucking plane. And you want me to feel bad that this piece of shit is no longer with us? Fuck you. That's what I say. Good job. You have the audacity to have any amount of rage over some stupid white chick that you don't even fucking know. She's an immigrant. She's an immigrant. Haven't y'all been screaming from the rooftops, get these fucking immigrants out of here? Isn't that what you've been saying? Oh, let me guess. Because she has blonde hair and blue eyes, now all of a sudden, well, Lucas, we're not talking about these immigrants. We're talking about the darker ones. That's what we're talking about. Get the fuck out of my face. This incident has happened 10 times over for black people. A white person violently stabbed a black person for no reason. He didn't have any mental health issues. Did y'all show any rage for that? No, because what y'all want to do is be upset. Then be fucking upset. You don't need me to get you upset. You don't need me to get you upset. Y'all circle jerk around black fucking crimes and shit like that. I know. Y'all circle jerk around this shit. Y'all circle jerk around, oh, they want a race war. They want a race. Shut the fuck up. You don't want the race war. Y'all don't even want smoke from the government. We saw that during COVID. All these bitch-made motherfuckers talking about, oh, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. When they had a COVID lockdown, all these bitch-made motherfuckers were in sitting at home, just, well, they said I can't go outside. They said, well, hold on now. You're the one that said it was unconstitutional, right? You said it was unconstitutional. Aren't you the same motherfuckers talking about, well, the tree of liberty needs to be fed with blood? Aren't you the same stupid fucks constantly bringing up these dumbass fucking quotes and shit? Miss me with this fucking race war shit. I don't want to hear this shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm just tired of it, bro. I really am. I don't want to hear your fucking nonsense anymore. If you want to cry over this, then I got a whole bunch to cry over, bro. Because like I said, if this had been a black chick who had gotten stabbed on the train, y'all would have said, well, good. This is a blood payment for how many white people died. What do they constantly say? Well, you know, well, white people get killed at 12 times the rate. They're always justified in whatever the fuck they do. You name me a white person that was not justified, that in their eyes. Name me one, fam. Name me fucking one. The most recent case we have is George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. They're saying he's justified. They're always justified. Always. And they're always the victim. Always justified and always a victim. I don't want to hear this shit, bro. This had been a black girl, y'all would have done a fucking background check on her. Where's the background check on her, Irina, whatever her fucking name is? Where's the background check on her? Where's the toxicology report, right? Where's the toxicology report? You want to know something? You want to know how I can tell you this is fake outrage? Because these racist fucks, upon finding a picture of her in a room where it says Black Lives Matter, do you want to know what they called her? They called her a mud shark. Listen to me. Upon them finding a picture of her, they don't even know if it was her room. They just saw her sitting on the ground with Black Lives Matter poster on the wall, and they immediately called her a traitor. She's a mud shark. If you don't miss me with your fucking moral outrage, your fucking fake morality, y'all don't know how to spell moral. You guys don't know how to spell fucking moral. You guys are a fucking wicked lineage. That's why I say a lineage of evil. At 1 second, all it takes is a drop of a fucking hat, the drop of a dime. They're calling this woman a mud shark because she had Black Lives Matter on the wall. Look it up. Y'all think I'm joking? They don't give a fuck about her. What they care about is black people. I don't know why, fam. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's a weird fucking obsession. It's something they've had since slavery days. Chopping off a black slaves' dicks and shit like that. Weird. They could have all the white women that they could have had, bro. All the white women that they could have consumed, bro. All the white women of their dreams. What do? Fucking rape slaves. You could have had all the white women that you want, bro. All the white women you want. And you raping the black slave? Get the fuck out of my face. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear your fucking moral panic. All right? Your fucking bullshit of, oh, look at what, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. I don't want to hear, bro. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm sick and tired of you fucking racist pricks. I'm sick and tired of these fucking grifters who are leading the fucking ignorance astray. I'm sick and tired of it. Because I know there's ignorance in every group. But the white ignorance, Lord in fucking heaven. They listen to people like Charlie Kirk. Tell them, hey, just fuck having a job. Go have children. That's what they were saying at TPUSA events. Don't worry about having a job. Don't worry about money. Go have children. You're supposed to reproduce. Same thing with Tucker Carlson. Just go have children. Go have children. They're leading their own people to a fucking dead end. Because only a lineage of evil would tell their own people to go have children and then not offer any type of maternity leave, not offer any type of pay raise, not offer any type of assistance in having a fucking child. All those fucks on the stage of TPUSA, millionaires, making bank, and then go have the audacity to tell your fucking ass who's working a 9 to 5, 40, 60 hours to go have more children, even if you can't afford them. And then when the white women go and get abortions, then they want to fucking shame them. They shame that they get abortions. They shame that they're on fucking government assistance. And then they're shamed that they give the child up for adoption. You guys are fucking wicked. I expect wickedness for black people. Y'all have had that for a while. But wickedness towards your own people. Y'all are sick. You're all fucking dumb fucks. And maybe this is a wake-up call. Maybe this is a wake-up call. All right? Because like I said, if anybody's going to do some shit, it's not going to be black people. It's going to be white people. They're the ones that are going to start making moves. You so focused on black people, you so focused on fucking pocket checking Deshaun at the game, just, okay, well, hold on, nigga, hold on, turn around. Why you go and let little fucking Timmy through? Little Timmy coming at the game like this. How you do? Good morning. How are you doing? Hey, you're looking good. You're looking sharp. How are you doing? That's awesome. That's great. No, it's been a long day today. It's been a long day to, what do they say? Look at little Timmy. That's the Second Amendment there. It brings a tear to my eye. The Second Amendment in good use. You let fucking Deshaun come in. Hey, how are you doing? And he won't even be having them out. He'll be having them right here. Right? Proper form. Just, how are you doing? It's not done. Now, hey, do you have a permit for that? Yes, sir, I have an absolute permit for that. I have my concealed carry. Hey, put your hands up. Let me see your hands. In the meantime, y'all pocket checking Deshaun, who has a license to carry. Little Timmy going up to there, making notes, talking about how many people can I kill today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10's not a lot. Let me get to a good vantage point. See this motherfucker like a monkey climbing up the wall like they did in January 6th. Oh, wow, look at him. Wow, that's parkour right there. Look at the parkour that kid is doing. Man, someday I wish I had some strength like that. Look how he's just climbing up the wall. That's awesome. Let little Deshaun even lean up against the wall. Oh, man, my back is hurting. Nigga, what you doing? You trying to steal something? It's just a wall. Yeah, you trying to steal the wall, nigga? You trying to steal the wall. I'm going to call the police. You trying to steal the wall. What the fuck? Little Timmy now got a vantage point. Ooh. Ooh. Look at all the pretty people. Okay. They'll see little Timmy do it. Where's Deshaun? Where the fuck is that Negro? I just had him right here. Little Timmy's shooting everybody right now. Why are you worrying about Deshaun? Why are you worried? Wait, I just had him in custody. He was detained. Where is that? We got a 6'4". Deshaun is on the loose. There's a black male, 6 feet, good build, big dick. I mean, because you know they gay like that. Not that I have anything wrong with gay people. Where's the lie? Where's the fucking lie? You tell me where the fucking lie is. I'll wait. Yeah, I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. I'm letting you, I don't want to hear it. I'm just letting you know, don't want to hear it. People get smoked every day. They absolutely do. In Chicago. In Chicago. In Chicago. You all know about Chicago, right? Zone says the way Fox News and the whole White House is spinning this in a Civil War narrative makes me believe this is not only a distraction, but an inside job. I wouldn't be surprised. Hell, you just had Tucker Carlson do a whole documentary talking about how 9/11 was an inside job.
And it was.
This is how the devil works, bro. This is how the devil works, is it not?
And tomorrow's 9/11.
You know they're going to blame black people somehow. They're going to blame black people. I'm just letting you all know, black people. They're going to blame black people, bro. You allow this white man to have one of my videos in his fucking watch history. Well, you see, look at that. Look at that. I told you. I told you. He was watching one of them. He was watching one of the blacks. That's what happens. You wait for it. You know that's how they're going to spin it. They're going to spin it like that. They're going to blame probably one of the black constituents or one of the black representatives. You know, it's her. It's their language that is, they're galvanizing people. Let me get this straight. Hold on. Where? Hold on. All the DEI shit, bro. Let me get this straight. Let's listen. Let's sit back and watch it. Listen.
And that's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off. And I feel better now.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Rest in piss, bozo. Rest in piss, bozo, you racist piece of shit. Yeah, I don't care. You're absolutely right. I don't care. Don't care. Cry over it. I don't care. Don't y'all, when they say you getting triggered, are the white ignorants getting triggered? Is that what's happening? Y'all getting triggered? Huh? Is this what fragility looks like? Is this what fragility looks like? Get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face. That's what I say. The Elysian Field says his last words were counting or not counting gang violence. Oh, he was talking about gang violence? What did I tell you? His last words were talking about gang violence when it was a white person that popped him, allegedly. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Listen, what happened to Charlie Kirk is horrible.
Not gonna be able to get away from that, and everybody who bring up his racist behind gonna be able to bring up that. You're on the Utah campus, one of the whitest of the white states, debating a white boy about mass shootings on school campus, which you're finna be a victim to a shooting on a school campus, and you say, are we counting gang violence? And he didn't mean the Hells Angels and the biker gangs. He was taking a shot at black people, another one of his little racist jabs, and it was his last one.
Horrible. Let me just say it's horrible. I do not justify it. I do not validate. It's horrible. Violence is bad. What I will say is, by that same token, I don't care. I don't care. Perhaps if Charlie Kirk had been a little more concerned about his white community, maybe things would be different today. I hope there's a protest outside of his funeral. As a matter of fact, I hope there's a protest outside of his funeral. And I hope it's somebody replaying all the heinous, racist, vile shit that he said over the years for a paycheck. This nigga was selling you out. Listen, white people, he was selling you out for a paycheck. He was leading you to a dead end for a paycheck. That's correct. And y'all want to be upset at black people? Get your fucking priorities together. That's what I would say. Get your priorities fucking together. Y'all constantly want to talk about, black crime, black. Don't worry about black on black crime. You worry about your white on white crime. That's what you should be worrying about. Y'all the ones in positions of power in this country. Worry about them. Y'all got a president who was fucking children, allegedly. Worry about him. But we see y'all don't care. So it comes to the point where some good white people have to stand up. Comes to the point where some good white people have to stand up and restore faith to the rest of the population. Because there are a lot of people who are like, hey, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't recognize this world. Good job for the good white people. All right. Good job for y'all. Y'all, you're one of the good ones. Okay. You're one of the good ones. Oh, you don't like me saying that? You don't like me saying that? You mean kind of how y'all constantly talk about how he's one of the good blacks? He's one of the good blacks, right? Oh, you don't want me to say he's one of the good whites? You don't like that? You know, tough fucking shit. Yeah, that's what I say. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. Charlie was fired. Oh, he was fired, all right. R.I.P. to his family and his kids. R.I.P. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Because they will cry. Watch, they'll cry for years and years over Charlie Kirk. They'll make memes out of a black person. They'll make memes out of a black person. And then when black people say, we're not justifying the violence, we simply just say, we don't care. Now it's, oh my God, the savages. Yeah, I'm done playing by the rules they give to us. I'm going to play by their rules. It seems more fun that way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What about this one?
Very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen. You can significantly reduce them.
I agree. I agree.
By having more fathers in the home. Yes. By having more armed guards in front of
more fathers in the home. Did the white men who attempted to kill Donald Trump, did they have fathers in the home, Charlie Kirk? Brain dead fucking argument. Did the white person who allegedly took your life, did he have a father in the home? Did he have a father in the home? Maybe it was his father that helped him learn how to shoot. What, did I not tell y'all that little Timmy was going to the firing range? Did I not call this? Did I not call this? Did I not tell me if I'm lying? Did I not say, hey, y'all worried about us while little Timmy's going to the firing range? Yeah, can I get a sniper? Of course. You're going to work on your sniper skills? Yeah, I got a big meeting, September 10th. I just want to work on my sniper skills. Oh yeah, just you want to make sure to hold it against your shoulder right there. All right, you got it steady. Okay, remember it's gonna drop. Okay, thank you. Oh wow, that was a neck shot. Wow, you're doing really good, son. You're doing really good, boy. Just like your old man. Did I not say this? Did I not say this? But go ahead. Tell us more about fucking gun violence in Chicago.
Schools.
Tell us more about how we need to have fucking security guards and armed guards at schools. Go ahead.
We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal.
Absolutely.
It is rational.
Cost his life.
I agree with Charlie Kirk.
Imagine that.
Charlie Kirk is a hero. I just couldn't see it. Charlie Kirk is a hero. I just couldn't see it.
That boy said, unfortunately, it's going to be some gun deaths every year, but we got to have our Second Amendment. His ass is one of those gun deaths now.
All of this was a point to stand for the Second Amendment. Round of applause for Charlie Kirk, everybody.
Oh, the Second Amendment is a great lovely thing, but see, bigs like him, he don't mean it how we mean it. You see what I'm saying? He don't mean it like that. He meant it for violence against us, and he bit off more than he can chew. And this is so prophetic that before his life ended, he was being racist towards blacks.
Round of applause for Charlie Kirk making his point.
White or white crowd. You want to talk about gang violence? You died amongst your own.
Thank you, Charlie Kirk. You lived and you died for what you believed in. I can't hate on that. You lived and you died for what you believed in. I can't hate on that. Even though you are a racist fuck.
And his security let him down because they bigots and they racist too. And they couldn't see another white man harming him. You see what I'm saying? Had that college campus been more black people on there, the security would have been looking at all kind of different black people in the eyes. But in the white lily crowd of Utah, they just feel like he right at home. Look at security, they just chilling. They just act like it's a barbecue instead of looking in the trees, looking on the rooftops, all that type of shit. Because he didn't think. none of his own to do this to him, and he ain't been paying attention to what's been going on in America. It's been your own doing it to one another, brother. But he has bought into his propaganda. That's crazy. His own propaganda fooled him. Had he been paying attention, brother, chances are you was gonna fall victim to political violence, because that's what's been going on between you and other whites in America. And that's what bit him in his ass. Instead he talking about gang violence. You're never gonna something he never was gonna see. Something he never was going to see, gang violence, political violence. Something he probably was going to get to see in his lifetime, and he did get to see it. But he was joking about gang violence when political white-on-white violence took his life.
A misogynist, a disinformant, at least you stood on 10. All right? You stood on 10. Can't hate you for that, bro. Can't hate you for that. Kudos to him. Yeah, I think I've made my point.
Greatly appreciative for you for joining. It is September. Well, I don't think he's gonna survive that one, because when he got hit and then that blood came out the way it came out, I said, yeah, I don't think so. And it wasn't too long after that they pronounced the man deceased. So Charlie Kirk is no longer here, and we got to talk tonight about Charlie Kirk and some of the things that he was advocating about violence in the Black community. Because according to what we saw today, if those of you who saw the video, it was not a Black gang member. It was not anybody Black that did anything to him. You can't get more white than Utah. You can't get more white than that, okay? When I heard Utah, I said, oh, we nowhere near that location, right? His final words, ladies and gentlemen, the final 2 words out of his mouth,
come on, man,
were gang violence. Now, why was he mentioning gang violence?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, man, that's prophetic. The right, Fox News, they have used that as a talking point. Anytime they talk about violence in America, they bring up Chicago. They could give a damn about Black people in Chicago. Gang violence. Why is school shootings having white people get to kill each other? They bring up, well, why aren't the left talking about gang violence since they care so much? Just using that as a punching bag, as they punching bag, as they little line to use, their little racist, bigoted line to use. Well, how prophetic is it? They biggest, brightest rising star who's supposed to lead their movement for the next 30, 40 years. They was even going to have him a presidential run in 20 years. His last words was that bullshit gang violence line he grew up hearing them use. That was his last words before white-on-white political crime took his life.
A person was questioning him about mass shootings. And the person was asking about, well, how many of these people have been, transgender? And so he responded about, well, other shootings as well, including, I think he said something about gang violence as well. So he was trying to include gang violence in it. And anytime Charlie Kirk talks about gang violence, he's not talking about Hispanic gangs, Asian gangs, white gangs. He's always talking about us. So the moment he said gang violence, that's when he was sniped. And so his final 2 words that he spoke was gang violence. The final words. All this time, this man has been speaking about us and lying on us and propaganda.
He died with hate in his heart. And I know a lot of them, they not going to understand. They say they Christians. Well, do you understand the man died with hate and bigotry in his heart? And mocking Black people? I don't know if he got to ask for forgiveness and call on the name of the Most High and go through all that and confess his sins and all that before he checked out. I don't know. But I do know one of the last, he was conscious and what I think was his able to understand what was going on, he was mocking black people. And then I don't think he can understand nothing after that.
And us, worrying about us. And he never spent his life worrying about his own community. I will tell you folks, because I know you're listening, you're here. I know you're here tonight. You got a problem. Now, you're going to try to say, oh, it's because the liberals are hateful, and the liberals are this, and the liberals are that. Because this is what the liberals do. Look what they did to Trump. They tried to do it to him twice. Look what they did to Trump. It's just the liberals. Y'all always play this liberal thing and conservative thing. Listen, it don't matter if you're liberal. It don't matter if you're conservative. Y'all love that gun. And our great ancestor now, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, said how that gun is an extension of your manhood, and you will not get rid of that gun. And we're going to play something Charlie Kirk said about that gun, too, tonight. Because like I said, I won't lie on the man for no reason. I'm going to let his own words speak for him. Okay? Y'all got a problem in your community. You have a lot of anger in your community. It's a lot of anger. A lot of anger. Oh, my God. The crash out videos that I saw today. And this one video, this one lady was crashing out. I said, man, is she acting or what? They are crashing out, y'all. They crashing out about this Charlie Kirk thing. They really crashing out. Trump, let's get to him.
They talk about he stood for the family. You know about the white family and Christian values, white Christian values. Them people don't love no. People don't love no. Them people do not give a damn about no Christian values. You don't understand that? Love this country. The racist, bigoted Confederate part of this country, please. And him dying. Oh man, they is pissed.
He all talking about, he's so somber, talking about thoughts and prayers and all this other stuff. But just yesterday,
they crying.
When the black suspect took the life of the white woman, he's only here calling people animals, but he didn't call this white shooter an animal that took Charlie Kirk's life, and he took Charlie Kirk's life in an extreme heinous way in front of everybody. And Trump didn't say no words related to any kind of animal about nobody or criminal or whoever. They know exactly it's they people. And every time, listen, this white on white violence, y'all, we got to talk about this tonight. Y'all need to leave black people alone. See, the problem is you worry so much about black folk, you're not worried about your own community.
They the ones killing.
Your community got a problem. And we not your problem. We not in Utah.
People is so busy mocking black people and telling them about protecting themselves with guns from black people. They got to protect their families, and this white people run right in these schools, killing their kids, right into these basketball clubs, killing everybody, right into these softball tournaments, shooting everybody. I mean, lately they have been shooting them everywhere in Walmart. It's every day I look up at some mass shooting at a different school. It's just, there ain't no black people doing that shit. They have armed themselves, and now it's just cannibalizing one another. And today, it's just the whole world know it. The whole world know it. The whole world talking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They call it political assassination. The whole world talking about white on white crime right now and saying that whites are out of fucking control in America. That is the whole world is saying this, man.
Do it, Utah. We not listen. Black folks wouldn't hurt a hair on Charlie Kirk's head. The worst that black folks would do to Charlie Kirk if they saw him, if they even knew who he was. A lot of black folks don't even know who he is, right? He's not like he's Trump or something. If they knew him, they probably say something slick to him. Maybe he get cussed out at the airport or something. Maybe. But black folks wouldn't be bothering with him because black folks look at him as just game goofy. That's it.
A black person would have jumped over that thing and whooped his ass as security guard. See, that's the thing. We mono with mono. You see, now they've been doing this a long time, bro. And they, like I say, they did this to one another. And it's violence as American as apple pie, like Malcolm said. They are cold-blooded killers, and this is how they treat the world. It's only natural they're gonna treat one another like this. We just caught up in the mix of this bullshit. It's dangerous for us because they killing everywhere. and the whole world see this now. This is a problem.
This man was so worried about black violence and black crime and all the stuff he said about George Floyd too. He wanted Derek Chauvin to be pardoned, Charlie Kirk. And then I got a message too from a sister for all you black folks tonight. When I saw that video, I said, "Oh yeah, this sister need to put this out here." So let me do this. Let me go ahead and do this before I get started with anything else. Let me get up on my screen up here. Let me go ahead on and play something from Charlie Kirk said, and then we gonna get into a little bit more to this. This is why I'm not gonna be fake. I saw some of you black people out here being fake. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be fake. Let me play this with this man.
I heard him say, and he preaching to whites, that he don't even want to ride on a plane if a black man is flying like we inferior. That was it. That was it. That was it. That's all I needed to know. I don't give a well, are you crazy? You is training millions of young whites to feel like black people are inferior, and that's what helps them become a man. You crazy, bro. You got exactly karma's a bitch. Not only did you say that, you was mocking black people when you got hit. Boy, please. I feel like the Most High is setting an example. Are you kidding me? Please, bro. Setting an example.
What is the answer to that, Charlie? Why? I mean, it doesn't fit a narrative. This is my most charitable reading. The narrative that they have pushed forward in the last 10 years is that there is a relentless assault against black people on behalf of white people. And the data does not show that. You brilliantly pointed this out on your program yesterday. In fact, it's the exact opposite. White individuals are actually more likely to be attacked, especially even per capita, by black individuals in this country. The narrative that they have tried to force feed this nation post-2020 is that we are a systemically racist country to our core. We started to say the word racist more. We started to redesign our corporations. We started to teach things in our classrooms that were from the 1619 Project. And all of this has now been met with an appropriate backlash where people said, we're actually not nearly as racist as you say we are. In fact, we're the least racist country ever to exist in the history of the world. And in fact, if you want to actually talk about race-focused activity, why is it that you then ignore all the race-focused activity of black on white crime? Well, I want to live in a race-neutral country. I don't like talking about race all the time. But when I see it, and I see the left ignore it, and we try to make them live up to their own standard of rules that they force-fed us during the chaos of 2020, it really goes to show the destruction that this can lead to the entire nation. And the final thing I'll say is this, Will, is that this is more than just a semantic argument. This is more than just whether or not it's a race thing or not. Bad policing practices, consent decrees, opening up the prisons. As you say, $3.3 million is an outgrowth of a media narrative lie. So it's not just an innocent media narrative lie. Real policies get put into place when you don't challenge this nonsense in the public square.
That's it. So we need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen. Right. You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home, by having more armed guards in front of schools. We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
Yes, that came out of his mouth, I think in 2023, ladies and gentlemen, that he felt some people would have to not live anymore just so they can keep their Second Amendment. And it's very ironic, two things: the way that he went behind that gun that he cherished so much, and talking about black people, gang violence, right? Now, we just talked about this stuff the other night, okay? We talked about this epidemic in their community about these school shootings and these mass shootings. And this is not being legislated, because we talked about that if this were black people doing this in schools, we'd have had a new law tomorrow. And you never got it. Thoughts, prayers, mental illness. Thoughts, prayers, mental illness. Same thing, nothing. Nobody do nothing at all about any of this. Yes, you can have a society with 0 gun deaths if you outlaw a lot of these guns and give steep penalties for this mess. Sure you can, because there's countries on the planet Earth that has no gun deaths and gun violence. Oh, places like Taiwan, that's one place. China, that's another place. It's many other places that they got the society locked down where nobody dies at the hand of a gun. And I'm a person that I've always said, I don't listen. Certain people do not need access to that kind of destruction in their hand. If you want to go shoot all that, I say go join the U.S. military, and they got plenty of it for you over there that you can go shoot, blow up, whatever. Join the U.S. military. That's what I always said. I don't believe the citizens need all that, okay? But you got a certain group of people that will put guns in their children's hands. They not even literate yet, and they will put guns in their hands. Didn't we just report on a 13-year-old that was caught with 20-some-odd weapons that was planning to do a mass shooting in their community, and he had a mother and a father in the home, Charlie Kirk, and all of you who try to talk about black people, y'all be having fathers in the homes and still doing things like this. But you're going to make it about liberals and y'all going to make it about politics. Oh, it's the liberals and it's those progressives. Y'all, I see y'all on TikTok crashing out right now. All about liberal. No. It's culture. It's a culture. It's not liberal. It's culture. You're so obsessive with that gun. If you look at your history, you go all the way back to Europe. Y'all have been at each other's throats since Europe. And you come here, you had a civil war, right? Why? You was at each other's throats again. And it's always us that got to calm things down. And ever since we have moved out the way, ever since we say, you know what, we're going to sit down and go rest and got out the mix of all of y'all. You see what's happening, black folk. You see what's happening. Every group is saying, hey, what black people at? Why y'all not going to say nothing? Y'all not going to do no. This is not our issue. This is not our issue. And just today, I want to show y'all something that happened today. Even what happened to Charlie Kirk. But y'all so obsessed. Y'all so obsessed with that those doggone guns. Hold on. Let me see something. Something just came across my wire. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see something. Give me a second. Hold on. What are y'all talking about? Okay, I thought I was going to actually see something with that update that came across my wire. Anyway, you know, they say the person, whoever they're talking about, they thought it was one person until they show the person's face. Well, we don't know. They say the subject of the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with the FBI. You're the subject in custody. It's a Republican governor referred to the person in custody. Okay. So trust me, if that person was black, they'd have put his name out already. So, you know, we're not over there. But anyway, let me show you what else happened today. Hold on. In the midst of all of this, y'all got to have a come to Jesus moment about them doggone guns in y'all community. Let me go ahead and find this real quick. Give me a second. Now, this is today. At least 2 students injured after a shooting at a Denver area high school, ladies and gentlemen. This happened today. They just had a little 13-year-old got caught with 20-some-odd weapons. Now, it's at least 2 students are in critical condition after shooting at an Evergreen High School in Evergreen, Colorado, where more than 100 law enforcement officers cleared the school room by room, and it was on lockdown. The suspect, a minor who is believed to be a student at the high school, was also injured and remained in critical condition at a local hospital. It's said of Jackie Kelly. Now, Kelly could not confirm how the suspect was shot, but said it's not believed law enforcement fired any rounds. They never do. They say authorities are working to obtain a search warrant for the suspect's home. The first 911 call reporting an active shooter. It said it came in at 12:24 p.m. local time. It said the shooting took place on school grounds outside of the building, but authorities are still working to identify any crime scene inside the school. The two victims with gunshot wounds and the suspected shooter are being treated at a nearby St. Anthony's Hospital, and officials do not believe there are any additional people injured. Okay, so they said the tragedy marks a 47 shooting that took place at a school in the United States so far this year, 24 of which were on college campuses, 23 were on K through 12 school grounds. Colorado's shooting took place less than an hour. Listen to this. After conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at Utah Valley University. Many students who witnessed anything related to the shooting will be interviewed by investigators as they piece together what happened at the school, which has over 900 students. I say this is the scariest thing you could ever think that could happen, and the parents are really frightened, and so were the kids. I say, I know we always say not again, and here we go. But look, this is what I want to go focus on. 47. Oh, 47. Like Trump. 47. Okay, 40. So let me get back on the screen here. So less than 30 minutes or less than an hour or so after Charlie Kirk was shot, another one happened. Listen, I know y'all, some of you black people too. I'm gonna talk to you. Well, Phil, you know, we gotta have guns too, Phil. We gotta have guns. Let me tell you something. Certain people can't have that. And what I have learned based off of culture, they can't have that. They can't responsibly have it. Because it's just, look, we look at history and we look at now. Look, let me tell y'all something else. Texas has passed a law where they don't want your kids to have a phone during school hours. Why? New York I think they're trying to pass the same law. Why is that? Oh, because the kids showing how trailer park the schools are. They're showing all the fights. They're showing all the school shootings in real time, and it's embarrassing y'all on the world stage, right? Listen, the journalists here who are our international journalists, especially our African journalists, were so shocked at seeing what happened with Charlie Kirk. We was all discussing this today when this happened. And we as Americans seen that video and like, oh, okay. I mean, man, it's messed up. We don't even flinch to see a video like that. That's how desensitized this society has all of us, especially us black folk. When we watch George Floyd pass away the way he passed away in real time and how sick that was, right? And see, these people not used to seeing that kind of death happen to their community. They're supposed to be happening to us. They don't supposed to be happening. You understand? And then they want to talk about political violence. Oh, we shouldn't be doing this. You have been waging political violence on Black Americans from way back when to now. Whether you wage political violence at trying to ruin people's lives, that's political violence. When you're sitting up here, when an activist speaks up on something, you're trying to mess up their job, mess up everything that they have, ruin their careers, ruin their reputation. Then political violence like the assassination of Dr. King, that's political violence. The assassination of Malcolm X, that's political violence. And you have nothing to say about we shouldn't be doing political violence in America like this, only when it happens to you. But when it happens to our people, it's okay. Look at how y'all smeared Minister Farrakhan for years. That's political violence. You understand what I'm saying? We can keep going on and on and on and on and on. How both of you liberal and conservative, like I said, I don't play that party game with y'all because the culture is the same. It don't matter if you're liberal or conservative. Y'all play that liberal conservative game. Y'all switch ideology at the drop of a dime anyway. 1 minute you say you're liberal, the next minute you're conservative. One day you're conservative, next day you're liberal. That's why I tell black people, do not play that game about, well, that's the Democrats, that's the Republicans. Don't play that game. Don't play that. Because it don't matter if they're liberal or conservative, they both agree in maintaining white supremacy. They just got two different ways they want to do it. Both of them don't want us to have reparations. Both of them agree on that. Both of them don't want equality, not being above them, just equality. We want to be equal. Both of them agree on that. So that's why I don't like to hear no talk about, oh, the Republicans, they the racists. No. I respect the Republicans because at least they'll be upfront about it. That's what I respect about Republicans. You Democrats, you're worse than them. You're worse. At least Charlie Kirk, I'll give him this. He was upfront in everything that he said about black people. He didn't hide it. And I respect, that's one thing I would respect about Charlie Kirk. I would give him that. He didn't smile in our face and act like he was our friend. He didn't do that. He said some kind of sick things about even his own child in a way, but that's his business. I respect that. I respect Trump and all them being upfront. I don't respect these Democrats that try to smile in our face. Oh, I'm your friend. And, ooh, look how racist he is. And you're worse than him. You're worse because you have put laws on the books to harm black people. It's been you. It wasn't Charlie Kirk. It was you. It was you. Who did the 1994 crime bill? Was it Charlie Kirk and them? No, it was the doggone Democrats. Why are you making this about Democrats? I'm telling you that they're worse. They're worse. And the only time they want to talk about racism is when they can point it to people like Charlie Kirk and put it on him and the Republicans. So when it comes to us as black people, see, we're in a different mindset now. We're not just saying, ooh, Republicans bad. No. Both of y'all. Because y'all want the system to maintain. What did Joe Biden say when he got in the office? I'm going to put everything back to the status quo. That's what I'm coming in here to do. The status quo is us at the bottom, us being mistreated. That was the status quo. Now, we have some of our black people, ladies and gentlemen, we have some of our black people that's getting all, ooh, I believe in political. Listen, I'm going to say my position, and I'm going to play what the sister has to say. I don't believe in harming nobody. I believe personally that you can debate a person or not, because you may not agree with Charlie Kirk or you may not agree with me. I don't think him or me deserve to get hit in the neck with nothing. Sorry, I don't believe that. He provided a way for you to debate him. This is my position. He did provide a way for you to debate him. You could debate him, not agree with him. It is what it is. But hey, I'm like this. It's not my community, though. There are people in my community did go debate him, but nobody laid a hand or touched a hair on Charlie Kirk's head in my community. So I ain't got nothing to talk about with that. Hey, our hands are clean. And even if it was a black person, which it wasn't, my hands are still clean. That's not how we get down, right? Because then when you so-called black person, you got to say, where is he from? What's his background? Because we do that now. We delineate. So we ain't doing that. But there's some people who's kind of, I'm not liking what they're saying either about some of this. They all kind of acting like they're crying about it. But let me play this what this sister had to say to get y'all in line. Let's cue her up.
Hey, black people, before you start, yes, Charlie Kirk got pew-pew. This is not our fight. They literally kill us for less. Do not get on here talking about, and no, just because you don't agree with somebody politically means that. Stop it. Because I've already started seeing it. Stop. Let the white folks deal with that shit. It was a white-on-white crime. This is not our time to be black savior.
All right. So everybody, and I'm so glad that people are starting to say that in the black community about white-on-white crime. Now, let's talk about this white-on-white crime. I mean, this is President Trump. President Trump, I mean, listen, I know you a man about law and order. I know you about that. And I know you got the National Guard on standby. So we seem like we have some major criminality going on in Utah. So what I'm asking as an American citizen is to send the National Guard to Utah and start rounding up these criminals. There's criminals and a lot of criminality. Look at what happened to your friend, President Trump. Charlie Kirk was your friend. You got to send the National Guard to Utah and start stopping those cars and checking IDs. You got to send ICE because, hey, they may got some illegal immigrants there too. You got to send the National Guard, President Trump. You have to. I would hold off on Chicago right now, and I would be going to Utah right now because, listen, we got to end this criminality. I'm with President Trump. We got to end this criminality, all this crime that you're having. You're not going to have a country. 47 school shootings in 2025. We're not going to have a country like President Trump said. So we must get to and figure out what the hell is going on with the white on white violence and the white on white crime. We got to stop all of this. This isn't right. Okay. And I'm just saying this as a concerned American. It has nothing to do with no race. There's no race involved with this. White Americans are fellow Americans, and I don't want to see them harmed or going to jail, that they should, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So President Trump, I need you to go clean it up. Like you did DC, right? I need you to go to Utah and clean that up. I promise you, President Trump, you're going to shut down a lot of meth labs over there. President Trump, you're going to probably find a bunch of domestic violence. You're going to find some welfare fraud. You're going to find some food stamp fraud. Oh, I know you're going to find that. You're going to find a lot of fraud in Utah when you go in there, President Trump. If you don't go in there, President Trump, then you should not go to Chicago. Because if you're truly about law and order and you're truly about getting rid of crime, President Trump, then you got to go to Utah. You got to do it. You have to avenge the death of your friend. It don't matter if they got the one guy in custody. There's a lot of criminals in Utah, obviously, because he can get on the roof from what has been reported and shoot one time at your friend. No, there's some illegal guns going on in Utah, President Trump, and we need you over there to stop this white on white crime. We cannot have this white on white crime in America. Listen, where are the white fathers? I call on the white fathers. Listen, y'all need to have a meeting. I don't know what's going on, but the white fathers are important, and white fathers need to be prioritized in this country. And what is going on? I don't know what's going on with your children, but something got to give. We need the white fathers to come in and help out their children. They're losing a generation. 47 people, 47 shootings. Where are the white fathers in this country? Come on now. We got to have the fathers in the household. Now I'm saying this because I care about children. Where is the white fathers? Where are they at? This is your children suffering. Trump, you're a father. Help those people, Trump, in Utah. They need you. Have a summit at the White House for the white fathers because they need some help. Because clearly, if in our community, according to Charlie Kirk and many people speak like him, if black fathers are the issue, and we don't even do none of that, then clearly white fathers are the issue. But they say, well, more of us in the household. Yeah, that's the problem. You're in the household and these things are happening. Now, you say us having a lack of fathers in the household is causing our problem. So according to you, if black fathers in the household, we wouldn't have the issues that we have. That actually is a complete lie, but I say it's maybe 10% true, but the rest of it is a lie. Because even if black fathers are in the household, you're sabotaging the black father by not giving him the job that he actually qualifies for, even though he got the education and experience, sabotaging the black father's business, causing issues and problems between the black father and the black mother through the state and different things. So even if a black father's in the home, y'all apparatus to cause issues and problems and friction in the black family. See, the white father don't have none of those issues with the government. He don't. So clearly something else is going on that President Trump and all the white politicians need to address. Because let me get to you politicians. It's your fault too. It's your fault. You know these people can't handle no guns. You know that. And you can listen, don't tell me, oh, we can't take the Second Amendment, this and that, and the third, please. They violate whatever amendment they want to. They could ban not only this, let me tell you something. If you ban the ammo, that gun is a paperweight at that point because most people are not set up to make their own. You ban the ammo, you cut them down on capacity, It's a whole lot of things you can do. You still keep it in place, but have it in a way that it's so sanitized. They're like, man, all right, what's the point? I'm gonna get in trouble even for possessing certain things. So they can do something about it. Trust me, if this were black people, that would have been done a long time ago. Trust me, we wouldn't have a Second Amendment anymore if it was black people that shot up 47 different school shootings. We wouldn't have a Second Amendment. That Second Amendment been gone. You hear me? It would have been gone, ladies and gentlemen. It would have been gone. And the person who did that, they had practice. One hitter quitter, and he was hit on the left side, the upper neck. One shot got him. I mean, that was somebody that knew what they were doing. Whoever that person was, they knew what they were doing. Now, here's the other thing I'm seeing, and I'm telling you what's about to happen. There's some new people here, so you'll know how I get down. I'm gonna tell you things that's about to happen, and you'll see it within either the next few months or a year. Usually, we very good at that here. What's about to happen? You're gonna see a ratcheting up of anger, and you're gonna see a ratcheting up of them going at each other. And that anger is gonna grow more and more and more and more and more, even to the point of almost at civil war levels between them two, because they got a divide. The conservative and liberal, they have a big divide. Some of the liberals like, man, we need to try to trying to get with them, because hey, we can't be dividing this country now. Because we divide it, we're gonna fall. But what happened today with Charlie Kirk? Good luck with that. Good luck with the conservatives trying to even talk to any of you liberals now. Good luck. Because they are angry. They are so angry. They crashing out on TikTok. They are angry. You hear me? They are so angry. Some of it, maybe I'll play another time. I had this one guy. Did I finish that video? Maybe let me see if I finished that video, because I was trying to do some editing on it real quick. Hold on. So I was trying to no, you know what? I would not have time, because this video popped up at the wrong time for me. Let me see. Maybe I can render it for y'all real quick while we wait, and I can just pull it up. Let's see. Let me hit version 2 here. Just give me a second, and maybe I could do it. We'll see. But anyway, so they are going to be at each other's throats. And they all and when they at each other's throats, they always gonna try to look for somebody else to blame for their problem. So as black people, this is what I need you to do. Stay out of it. They're gonna come to you and say, oh, those liberals and all those conservatives, and they're gonna try to be telling you, like, hey, my name is Paul, that's between y'all. I have nothing to do with that. Man, look, I'm trying to feed my kids. This economy bad. I'm trying to figure this thing out. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all keep me out of it. Don't mention black people. Listen, and the folks, I'm going to tell you again, leave us alone. We're not your problem. We're not your problem. We're not going to your schools like that. We're not. Because matter of fact, when you go to your schools, what do? What is that called, everybody? White flight. You leave. You get away from black folk. And you get in these enclaves by yourself. There's places, y'all still have sundown towns in America that black folk can't even go in. So we're not around y'all like that. And y'all have places that we are not at, and y'all still have problems with each other. Utah should be a utopia for y'all. It's not us over there like that. And yet you still have violence against each other. You rather focus on what black people are doing in low-income communities. And most crime in the black community is due to poverty, crimes of opportunity. Hey, I'm trying to get some money because I can't get no job. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I need to, I may have to go rob something. I may have to go slang something out here to try to get some money. Y'all have no black people around in Utah. That place should be crime-free, according to what y'all say. But see, this is your problem. You're so focused on the bottom 10% of the black community. That's what you're so focused on, that you're not focused on your whole community literally burning. It's burning. It makes you feel better to talk about what somebody black doing in Chicago. We'll talk about what's happening in Chicago if something happened to a black person. Trump worrying about over there in Chicago. He need to be worrying about Utah. He need to be worrying about West Virginia and all the stuff that be going on over there in them places, like West Virginia. Send the military over there. We are not, listen, white America, we're not your problem. We've never been your problem. Actually, we have been the glue that have kept this country together the whole time. We've done everything for you. And now we've pulled back. Now we're saying, you deal with the country, you deal with it, it's your issue, it's your problem. And ever since we've done that, y'all have been collapsing. All y'all have been collapsing. Y'all have been going crazy. Y'all been trying to get us to come in the streets because y'all need us to beat up on, all y'all. And nothing to say you, I'm talking about the Latinos are asking us to come out and say something. When it was during the pandemic, the Asians wanted us to say something. Everybody wants to say something when they're dealing with issues and problems. We have peeped the game and we say, no, we're done. Well, black people, you live in this country too, and it'll affect you. Man, this is nothing but a walk in the park for us. What are you talking about? Well, you saw what Trump said the other day? They're going to ratchet up racial profiling and mess with black people. When haven't they not? When have they not messed with black people? Black men, when haven't they not messed with us? Like, when do we get a day off? Who, the economy's bad? Man, our whole life has been bad with the economy. What are you talking about, bruh? I lost my job. Yeah, we lost about 100. So you be all right. Because let me tell you something else, folks. They put a headline up, 300,000 black women lost their jobs, and that's bad. Okay, that's bad. But let me tell you this. Why are they talking about all the people in your community that lost jobs? Have you ever thought about that? They distract you so much worrying about us. Most federal workers that Trump was laying off wasn't black women. It's white people. Look at it's rarely out there. The majority of the federal workforce is white. And Trump was laying them all off. White men and white women. All these layoffs that's happening, some black people are getting laid off, sure. But it's way more y'all getting laid off.
Revolutionary salutes.
And that's why a lot of you are angry right now. A lot of you are angry about grocery prices. You're angry about food prices. A lot of you feel betrayed by Trump because he haven't done nothing for y'all that he promised that he was going to do. And you're just angry all the way around. And that's why I advise my people.
I set Charlie Kirk up, sacrificed him, whacked him. Like I said at the beginning of this program, everything was going bad for Trump. MAGA was separated. They was tired of him being a shield to Israel. They was tired of him going for war. His base turned on him. Well, all of a sudden they killed the rising star, the golden boy, the dude who was going to help lead the Republican Party for the next 40 years. Now that he's assassinated, they're all on one note. They're all together once again. Everything's water under the bridge. Come on, man. Trump, CIA, Mossad killed that boy, military style.
Is to stay out the way. Don't give an outlet to them with us getting in the mix. Don't get in there and try to be the referee between them. I don't care what they doing. Stay out of it. We got a lot of issues in the black community that we need to be solving. We need to solve issues with our children. We need to worry about our families, getting our families together, building businesses in our community, cleaning up the sellouts in our community, sellout black politicians, getting them out the paint, making these sellout preachers close them churches. That's not doing no good in our black community. We have so many issues in black America that we could be focusing on. Let them do whatever they want to do. Stay out of their way. I would advise black folks, be careful of some of them events they got because they'll crash out. And you see what happens when they crash out. I'll feel much safer being at an all black event at this point in time. I'm just saying. Now, I go to certain events. I know, okay, if I'm going to this event and it's this neighborhood and it's kind of rough, all right, I kind of know where I'm at. And you know, we got black folks events that nothing's gonna happen at. I feel much safer at those events than going to the event over there in Utah. Now, some of you say sundown towns used to be black towns. A lot of things used to be black towns. All those farms these people got out here, all these acres of land, they didn't get that land on their own. We had so many millions of acres of land at the turn of the 20th century in this country, and we don't have the land no more because we were terrorized off of it, eminent domain off our land at the same time. There's so many stories about how black farmers lost their lives because they wouldn't give up their land. And the wife with the kids couldn't run it, so they lost it. These people have stolen our land. And I'm about to cover that by the farmers one more time on the podcast tonight, so make sure you check that out. Because I've been on that farmer story a little bit on the podcast this week. But as that sister said, this isn't our fight. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't feel nothing about it. I really don't. Charlie Kirk was an anti-black racist. He didn't like my people. He supported them guns. He felt that people have to lose their life to keep their gun. Unfortunately, the way he lost his life, I guess he would approve of that because he felt that people, he said it. Hold on. So y'all won't be just saying that, Phil is just saying this and that and the third. Hold on. Let me get that back again. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, I think the video had finished, y'all. The one I really originally wanted to show y'all. Where is it at? Did it complete? Okay. Let me get back to Charlie Kirk. Because I don't want to put no words in his mouth, like I said before.
What is the answer to that, Charlie? Why?
Not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
Well, I mean, so what happened today, Charlie would have to approve of then, right? According to his words. It's not my words. Philip didn't make it up. That's his words. I would never say that any life, I don't care if it's an animal's life, should basically be expendable so I can have something. That's not an alternate universe. That is just being a human being. No human being needs to suffer for me to enjoy something. This is the mentality, and many people in that room agree with him. But like we said before, it is a culture. That is the culture of Charlie's community. It's a culture. It's bottom line. Because that culture been there ever since Europe and all the way to now. It is a culture. You can't escape that culture. They can't escape it. He feel that people are expendable because he wants to continue to enjoy something for himself that he don't need. He don't need that. Nobody need a freaking gun to live your life. You need food, water, shelter, clothing. Definitely you need to be in a safe location. Definitely for sure. But you can live without that mess. So since that was his ideology, maybe they should put that on his program, at his service. Say, hey, man, and he felt that was the right way to be. So, hey. But mind our business, black folk. Mind our business. Do not get involved with anything they got going on. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. I'm not telling you to go gloat, and I'm not telling you to go gloat. I'm not telling you to be making videos, talking bad, because some people going to do it, and I get it. Listen, everybody's not me. Some people are really clowning about that situation, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But I don't know if Charlie Kirk's wife told him, hey, Charlie, chill. Because, you know, some things my wife has told me I need to not say. Or she'll say, hey, you're kind of going too far. Just chill out with that. And then I hear what she's saying. I say, all right, I got it. Now, I don't know. Maybe his wife told him. I don't know. I can't say she did or she didn't. But I don't know why his wife didn't pull his coattail. But, bro, like some things you say may be kind of incendiary. You need to kind of, you make, because see, let me tell y'all something. There's some crazy people out here. Crazy people. You don't know who these people are. And when they get so angry with you like that, it's just like, bro, it's like you need to chill your nerves somewhere. Now, what's gonna they're gonna mourn him a little bit because he was kind of a big fish. Then they get back to the same old anti-black racism. Oh, Chicago. They won't talk about Charlie no more. It'll be Chicago. It'll be the dude in North Carolina. They're not going to even address gun violence. They're not going to address anything. Nope. They're going to continue to let it happen because in their culture, people are expendable for them to have a gun. And it's bottom line.
Right.
You say Candace knows to stay home. Oh boy. Yeah, Candace. Yeah. You know, Candace, and nobody looking for Candace like that. Candace don't move the needle like that. Not at all. Candace said you don't have that much access to Candace Owens. Candace Owens know what to do. Candace is chilling in her crib. She say what she say. She got a studio in her house. Hey, you know, Candace gonna do what she do. I know she crying or whatever for him or what, but hey, he was an anti-black racist. So I mean, just not to say anything more than that. And some people, you should have saw him on X too. Oh my God, why are they allowing them to see this? I'm like, that's what y'all wanted Elon Musk to do, though. Y'all wanted Elon Musk to show any and everything on that platform, and he's doing it. Y'all wanted moderation. Because let me tell y'all something. They cannot stomach to see their own life being taken that way. But we had to sit up here and watch. See, folks, let me tell you something. How you feel about Charlie Kirk watching that video is how we felt about all the black people that the police shot 17, 18 times in the back. That's how we felt about George Floyd. Why they keep showing this video? Why they keep showing this? Trayvon Martin showing his death photo on these platforms, right? Showing Trayvon Martin screaming before he lost his life and all that stuff. That how y'all feel about Charlie Kirk in that video is how we felt all those years. See, one thing I'm noticing, y'all, they finally starting to feel like we feel. They're starting to every pain that we have been feeling in a short amount of time, they're starting to feel it. They're starting to feel it. They starting to understand how traumatic that can be, just constantly seeing that in a loop. Because they never really seen that kind of death of their community like that. Even though it's done by the owner, it don't matter. They're not used to seeing that. We desensitized. We've seen it so much. They're suffering financially in ways they never suffered before, just like we have suffered financially. They're losing jobs like they never lost before, just like we've lost. They're going to be gentrified off their farms, literally, like we've been gentrified out of our homes and neighborhoods. They're literally going to feel everything we felt. And in the end, what's going to crescendo, because I'm warning them, by 2030, listen to this, what I'm saying. By 2030, you will also understand the hatred we always felt. By 2030, you'll feel it. You're going to understand how we've been treated, how just people looking at us, treating us bad, treating us a certain way just because of who we are. People saying things about us. We haven't done anything. You're going to experience all of that no later than 2030. That will be the final frontier, the final. And then you will look up and say, have I became black all of a sudden? I'm feeling, I'm being treated like them. And Trump is setting it up that way for people to treat you like that. Patrick, did you say that, Patrick? Patrick just said, did Charlie get raptured by the gun god? Oh, Lord, Charlie. Charlie, why did you say that, Charlie? That's not nice. That's not nice, Charlie. That's not nice. You say the minister warned? Yeah, the minister warned everybody for years. The minister has warned, okay? But let's wrap this up. But thank y'all for coming by, watching the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. If you enjoy the platform, we're doing this 7 p.m. Central Standard Time every night.
National hit we're talking about, folks. Charlie Kirk shot today while speaking at Utah Valley University. Large crowd there. And people are now sharing that the shooter came from a building about 200 feet or so away from where Charlie Kirk was speaking. And there's footage, and I'm going to share this footage with you, along with many commentators sharing about this possibly being a professional hit. What's going on, people? Who murdered Charlie Kirk? Who's the killer of Charlie Kirk? Who assassinated Charlie Kirk? Who's the assassin? Let me share some information with you, and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
I think this assassination, different than the assassinated attempt back in Butler, Pennsylvania, was a very well planned, very well orchestrated plot that was put in motion days before. And this individual had a plan of escape to elude detection of being up on a rooftop, and also being able to evade and elude law enforcement after that shot was taken. When you take a look at what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, Crooks came onto the venue. He left the venue. He came back. He was questioned. I mean, it was really an amateur scenario. This assassination of Charlie Kirk, to me, is indicative of a professional hit. And I'm not so sure that we are going to quickly be able to apprehend this individual without some luck, hopefully.
When you say professional hit, what do you mean by that exactly? Do you mean one shot, one kill, escape, already planned and at large? It looks clean, yes, but could this be done by anybody with any sort of basic training?
Well, when you take a look at the video and you take a look at the venue and the spectators and how close they are to Charlie Kirk, and then you have that kind of like umbrella over him, that kind of tent, you have to know that this shooter had to be perched in a position with respect to being able to lay his sights perfectly, basically a headshot. And the shot that was taken to immediately incapacitate Charlie Kirk. And so this was not some amateur who just, got up on a rooftop because it was, what I consider spontaneous combustion. He got up this morning and decided he was going to do something crazy. This seems the earmark of a professional that got up onto this rooftop well in advance of the venue being occupied by the spectators. He was clearly undetected. There was no indication that anybody saw him up on this rooftop. Obviously, after that one single shot was taken, he was able to basically very quietly and systematically elude any further detection and escape. There's been no indication that there's been a vehicle identified or any mode of how he actually escaped the venue. And so to me, this is someone who had some experience, some level of sophistication to have mapped out exactly how this was going to go down.
Place? You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from
They just filming the shooter. Is somebody up there?
Ran in. And I was right there. Just
Oh,
saying.
nothing. They need to find out who that is recording this video. They suspect too.
Getting right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying. Just
All right. Was this a professional hit or not? Kind of gives you an idea of the campus. This is where Charlie Kirk was speaking. And then you see here, this is the building. This is the building here, possibly directly across where possibly the assassin was at. It looks like the assassin was on this top of this building, this particular building right here, the loose building. What do you think? Professional? It means the person had to probably scout around this area, do some plotting and planning beforehand. But this is a university. There got to be surveillance cameras, right? What's going on here? Professional hit or not?
I think whoever did it was a good shooter, a sharp shooter. It was one shot right directly to the heart, and we need to find out who did this. I think there should be a research completely done that took place hours, maybe a day before anything went on. Who could be there and pull that trigger and do it? And I don't think it was George Zim. He was poor, broke. He maybe was on medication, a little bit loony boon, maybe a perfect person to pick and say that did it, but I don't think he did it at all.
So at this point, but did you see him taken into custody? Did you see him with any kind of thing in his hand, any device in his hand or anything like that?
Yeah, I saw when they actually put the handcuffs behind his back.
Okay.
I followed them.
Nobody's talking about this yet, and I don't know why. Did you not see the close-up of that video? He took a direct shot to the jugular. That was a professional shot from 200-300 meters out. Thousands of people around, noise, security. Pinpoint. That was not an amateur. That was not some deranged lunatic boomer lefty. That was a high caliber round. That was not 5.56. That was definitely 308. Saw the way his body jumped. It was put right where it needed to be. That was a professional hit. Just like Trump. But they parade these patsies in front of you. Oh, we got him. We got him. No, something's up. Something was up with Trump. Something is up now. There's way more to this than we're being told.
Now, whoever did this has not been caught. Suspect is out on the loose, or suspects. Could be a group of people. Could have been other decoys there. We'll talk about that on the next video I make, because they had a suspect, then they released a suspect, then they had a suspect, and they keeping the suspect for obstruction of justice, had a person of interest, and then they released that person of interest, and now there's a new person of interest, but they're not revealing the name. The only one we know is about the older gentleman that by the name of Zinn. The other person or suspect was with a gun, caught a little bit down the line by police. But people think those people are decoys. Who did this? And if this was a professional hit, where did the hitman come from? Salt Lake City? Go a little bit to the north of this university and you get Salt Lake City International Airport. Did the person fly in? You go 5 hours to the south on Interstate 15 and you get Las Vegas. You go across the Wasatch Mountains and you get into eastern Utah. You got Moab out there and keep going. Denver. You can go north of Salt Lake City on I-15 and eventually get to Boise, Idaho. Those are some of the escape routes. Did someone come in,
driving to the location, like from a faraway airport, or coming from Salt Lake City? Or is it somebody locally? Is it someone from around that area, a college student? What do you think? But a college student, you would think the person would have already been caught. We don't have any information here, really, other than the person you saw on the roof, and that's it. There's no surveillance beforehand. There's no surveillance afterward. They're not putting out any license plate, any description, nothing. With that being said, I honestly think this is a professional hit. But by who? A United States citizen? Foreign citizen? Foreign terrorist? Who could it be? Who could it be? Our thoughts and prayers are with Charlie Kirk. We're on this case, and we'll be covering the manhunt for the assassin. As soon as the assassin gets identified, you will hear it here on JLR Investigate. Sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. Crazy times we're living in. We'll talk soon. I am JLR Investigate. Stay tuned.
To where the FBI, led by Kash Patel, just made a major error in the investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. As you'll recall, earlier in the day, Charlie Kirk was doing a speaking engagement outside. He was shot once in the neck by an individual who was believed to be about 200 yards away at the Losi Center, which is on campus. We have a diagram here, so you can see where the Losi Center is relative to where Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. And again, he was shot and killed in the neck. But Kash Patel, the FBI director, came out with a statement saying that the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with the FBI. We will provide updates when available. Then, I guess about an hour later or so, FBI Director Kash Patel then posts, the subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. Now, this was actually not the first time they got the wrong guy in connection with this assassination. At first, they had this guy in custody right here. I'm not going to give his name, and I'm not going to show his face because he had nothing to do with the shooting, but everybody was pointing to this guy. He was someone who was known to be at Republican gatherings and political gatherings in general. He had lots of misdemeanors in the past, but people generally viewed him as somebody who suffered from mental issues and would not have the capability to be an assassin like this. But he was the first person. Then separately, they were saying that there was someone who they said was around 25 years old or in that age range, and they claimed that they found a rifle among this individual's belongings, and then they brought this individual in for interrogation. Now, Kash Patel immediately posted, "We've got the guy." I mean, you saw what he said. If you just looked at what the gun was that was in his vehicle, it was actually a Ruger Yukon Magnum pellet gun. It was not the type of gun that would be used in an incident like this, so it would be pretty obvious. But this was the video circulating of the other guy, the second guy, who was not the right person, who they claimed was the assassin. Play this clip.
I think they just found the guy right outside of Carry On. A rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him.
They got his people back riding with him now. And he acting like he lost his son. He acting like they killed Donald Jr. son.
And here you can see them pull out that pellet gun. I'm going to show you this video right here.
That's his rifle.
Now, we're getting additional information about this shooting. Again, as you know, it took place outside in kind of the campus center area of Utah Valley University. The shooter was on top of the Losi Center, and it seems that you can access that Losi Center actually without even having to climb it. That roof kind of runs parallel with raised grass, so you can almost walk directly on the roof. There's been this footage that has emerged of an individual spotted on the roof of the Losi Center at UVU moments before Charlie Kirk was shot. Again, I want to be clear, it's still unconfirmed that this was the shooter, but the location, timing, and angle has some level of consistency there, but I don't want to venture into speculation. But here, play this video.
Getting right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof over there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger?
Now, here's another rough view to the stage from the top of the Losi Center. So you can see the kind of direct line of sight where that shooting would take place. You can see this photo right here of Charlie Kirk in front of all of these students right here. There was another video that emerged from inside another building that was near this area where Charlie Kirk was speaking. And it pans very quickly. So I'm just going to show the image first so you know what to look for. And it appears that the shooter was running off the roof after the shot was fired. You see that arrow right there with the shooter on top of the roof? Don't worry, I'm not going to show any videos of the actual shooting. It's horrific. It's graphic. I've watched them. I don't care to show them. It's not the right thing to do to show those videos. But this provides an angle after the shooting. Let me play this for you. Let's play it. And here you see this was at the TPUSA event at UVU. Right after the incident, you'll see a bunch of students kind of running away. So let me show you that. Let's play this clip. Now, a press conference was held, and the governor, Cox of Utah, was there. The law enforcement, the commissioner of Utah Public Safety was speaking. Bo Mason, a lot of other top people were speaking, and they kind of seemed to be taken aback by Kash Patel talking about having the person of interest, because you don't do that in an investigation like this. You don't say you have the person when you don't have the person, and that could often lead to the person getting away by doing this shoddy law enforcement work. Here, a reporter says, the FBI director says, suspect in custody. What can you tell us? And you'll see Governor Cox kind of uncomfortable to answer. This was before we knew that that suspect was not the right guy. Again, the second time they got it wrong today alone. Here, play this clip.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct.
Now, this is Police Commissioner Mason. Here, he said that there was the first person that they had in custody was released after we identified that he was not the accurate person. So what he's referring to here is not the person, not the second person in custody, that first person whose face I redacted, the one who's involved in a lot of Utah politics. So this screw up happened twice. Here, play this clip.
Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice.
Then the police was asked if a weapon was recovered. Here, play this clip.
Was the gun recovered? I'm sorry, see? Was the weapon recovered? At this point, I can't disclose that.
And here is what Commissioner of Utah Department of Public Safety, Bo Mason, has to say here about the information they may have on the suspect. Let's play it.
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. But we do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
Now, folks, without knowing who did this, what the motives were, without getting more detail at all, you have Donald Trump and MAGA really politicizing this and turning it into some very hateful rhetoric. Donald Trump gave a speech from the Oval Office and immediately blamed leftists. And he said the left are a bunch of terrorists. And he's inciting his base right here, in my opinion, to commit violence against Democrats. He also references the assassination attempt on him in Butler, where we know that individual was a Republican and a Trump supporter. And the same thing, they flooded the zone with all of this information. Oh, it must be a liberal. It must be a leftist. It must be liberal. It was a very, very lifelong Republican. That's who it was, who was in a big Trump house. But this is the dangerous rhetoric he's saying. Let's play it.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today. And it must stop.
Yeah, this man disgusting. He killed that boy. He set that boy up to unite MAGA because MAGA was fractured. They wasn't following him. A lot of them was leaving. They was sick of him kissing Israel ass and taking them to wars. But like I said, after he killed the golden boy, the shining young bright star, Charlie Kirk, and everybody united around him, and he absolutely wrong for saying this. You don't have no motherfucking evidence. The hell you talking about the left? You don't know why that man was killed just yet. It could have been his wife's lover. They want to get rid of him. They want all the money. Could have been his gay lover. He lied about being with him. We don't know yet. But here Trump, this is wrong for him to use the president's power to sit now and foment violence. That's just what he's doing. But he's making himself look guilty as shit because he's trying to unite his people because they've been tired of his no good ass. And he sacrificed that young man to do it. Cutthroat killer.
Stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country.
What this got to do with Charlie Kirk getting killed, bro? Political speech already put it. That's when you know they done it. He already got a well-prepared speech. What this man doing in the White House? Look at this man. Come on, bro. If they had just, he never came on TV this quick before. But he can run on TV right now. He already know everything. But the police can't give us nothing. They handcuffing one wrong person after the next. But he already know it's the leftists and the Democrats. Well, why the police ain't arrested him yet? Man, because he guilty as shit. You did that, boy. You gonna go to jail for that too, Trump.
Attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder.
You got in office, then there is nobody who tried to kill you. You swept it under the rug. You blaming Iran, but now he want to bring that back up.
Of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others. Radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives.
And that dangerous rhetoric is permeating all over right-wing social media now. You have Laura Loomer, a right-wing extremist, saying they sent a trained sniper to assassinate Charlie Kirk while he was sitting next to a table of hats that said 47. You could be next. I hate to say it, but I have a sick feeling we will be seeing more targeted assassination. The left are terrorists. This guy, Harrison Smith, right-wing media influencer, says, round them the F up. This other popular X account, which used to be Twitter, says, there's no going back after this. There's no more words to be said. The only way this ends is complete annihilation of the...
Play these people. It ain't going to be no rounding up of the left who's doing all this. They won't put Hillary in. They want to arrest Hillary. Obama not going to jail. He playing these people, bro. What he want? Vote red during the midterms. Back JD Vance. Continue to buy his hats. Support the movement. This crazy. They killed that young man. And the only way you can stop the left, and this is crazy. They put him on Democrats. Only way you're ever going to be able to stop the radical left is to vote for the Republicans in the midterms and to back JD Vance. That's disgusting.
The Democrat Party. Matt Forney says Charlie Kirk being assassinated is the American Reichstag fire.
Sacrifice.
It is time for a complete crackdown on the left. Every Democratic
policy. Look, sometimes you get it. Charlie Kirk being assassinated is America's Reichstag fire. That was a hoax by the Nazis. You see, that was a hoax. The Reichstag fire was a hoax by Hitler to get the Germans to back him, and he could blame the Jews. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to read between the lines. So if Charlie Kirk being assassinated was American Reichstag fire, good. That is a hoax by Trump to get MAGA to back him. But what's not a hoax is Charlie Kirk is dead. That goes to show you how vicious these people is. They will kill. That man was their brightest rising star. They don't give a fuck. You have to kill him to get. That's gonna get the Republicans pissed and angry. You can't just kill any Republican. No, kill their best and brightest. Ooh, they cut though.
Politician must be arrested and the party banned under RICO. Every libtard commentator must be shut down. Stochastic terrorism, they caused this. And then more comments like this. They've declared war. I want to see the Air Force sent to Democratic cities. You get the point. I mean, one horrible thing. This is war. One horrible thing after the other. Look, the first thing that we said here on the Midas Touch Network, not knowing the facts about what took place, is that in the strongest possible terms, we condemn political violence. When the assassination attempt happened on Donald Trump, same thing. In the strongest possible terms, we always call out and reject political violence. We can strongly disagree with people, but political violence is never the way, ever, and we don't condone that ever.
Bullshit. You said Trump was Hitler. You said he was Hitler. That's getting the left to go after that man. You see, but they done did it to one another and causing all this violence, this white on white crime. Now they pointing the finger. Now they, it wasn't us. It was all of y'all. This is what y'all been doing. It's the hell y'all been doing, man. You lying and they lying. Y'all causing a bunch of violence for political reasons, all to stay in power.
Here at the Midas Touch Network. I want to point out, though, as well, that at the same time Charlie Kirk was assassinated, there was a horrible school shooting that took place at literally the same exact time at Evergreen High School.
See, listen, if you can find who else was killed, see, you don't give a shit. He don't give a shit. He said, well, all due respect to Charlie Kirk, but it was some other people killed. Yeah, oh, cool. You got it right to say that. You don't give a shit about that man. You don't give a damn. The Democrats happy as shit. That man been kicking ass in all kinds of debates, man. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do nothing with that man. They happy as hell, man. That man was going on college campus, getting more white people to vote for the Republicans and think like Republicans. They listen. So they actually won today. They don't get shit. They don't give it unless it's a Democratic congressperson who killed them. That's when they really gonna lose. If it's a Democratic congressperson, but other than that, Democrats won today. They won. See, it's a win-win. Them and Trump. Trump won big because Republicans pissed they wouldn't back him if they were tired of his no good Zionist ass selling them out and going for Israel. Then the Democrats won because they took a major piece off the board that was hurting them in their campaigning for the future.
In Evergreen, Colorado, which is southwest of Denver. First, it was reported 3 students, including the attacker, was shot. I think that number has been up to 4 students who have been shot and many seriously injured. Another school shooting taking place at the same time. So I'll show you this last video right here as Yashar Ali posts. Authorities say that Charlie Kirk was taken to the hospital in a private vehicle. Every major event has medical staff and sometimes ambulances on site in case anyone faints or has another medical incident. Why were there no ambulances on site? Here, play this clip. Well, there you have it, folks. Again, our hearts here sincerely go out to Charlie Kirk's wife and his kids, his family. The fact that we disagree with him in the strongest of strong terms does not mean that this ever should have happened. And it is a tragedy for this to happen. And I also want to call out.
They call that man baby Hitler. That's a shame on you, got blood on your hands. You said that man was Junior Hitler. What the fuck you think people supposed to do with Hitler? See, somebody assassinated Hitler. Now this man, he has sympathy for him, his family. To see what happened? Same thing with Trump. They say Trump was Hitler. Then somebody tried to kill him. Then they talk about they have sympathy for Hitler. And we should never do this. Nah, what, kill Hitler? Y'all got to make up y'all mind. Is Charlie Kirk Hitler or not?
Out, as I did in this video, that monstrous right-wing rhetoric right now, calling out Democrats as terrorists and leftists and saying all of that. There's no place for that in our political discourse either.
Nah, that's all y'all
Hit
did.
subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thanks for watching.
That's all
Want to stay
did. You see, we get black people lynched, say we whistled at some white woman. You did it. You did it. Your people did it too. Now, y'all finna cannibalize one another. And the Democrats know what's coming. They finna have to protect their neck. Nigga, I don't know who it's gonna be. They know somebody finna get fucked up on their side. Republicans ain't finna take that shit laying down, man. They gonna make sure one of their Looney Tunes go get some get back. Watch. It's coming.
Charlie Kirk was killed today. He was 30 years old, and he was shot in his neck at a rally and an event at a campus that he was doing on his tour there in Utah. And that's it. That's all. And I want to speak to that real quick because there are people saying things I disagree with. People are saying, oh my God, this is such a travesty. This is such a travesty. People killed him because he had different ideas. People killed him because of words. Now, we don't know why the person shot Charlie Kirk. We don't have a suspect in custody. We don't know the motive. The shooter is still at large. So there's a lot of things we don't know. So I'm going to have to make some assumptions here. Well, I want to make some assumptions because I want to make a statement, and that statement is that I believe if someone took out Charlie Kirk, it had more to do with what he was putting out into the world than it had to do with just words. He put his words out, but he put thoughts out. He had an ideology that I think was detrimental to Black Americans. Some people may feel it was detrimental to all of America. So don't get to just say, oh, he had a different point of view, so they killed him because he had a different point of view. Now, his point of view wasn't just different. It was hateful. It was degrading to Black Americans. It was dishonest. Using word trickery to rile up a bunch of conservatives who believed, like him, that black people were lesser. That's what I got from Charlie Kirk's sayings and from his supporters, and what I even was getting when I was doing my live stream as they were coming in. So no, I don't look at it like Charlie Kirk just had a different opinion. This guy wasn't just a guy talking. He was a guy who co-founded an organization, one of the biggest political organizations, responsible for getting Donald Trump elected, and as well as many other Republican politicians. He was taking money from who knows what to do who knows what and say and champion who knows what narratives. But we all know that those narratives were typically anti-black. And then he would say black people are not being accountable and that black people are failing black communities and totally omit all of history. Yeah, I'm not going to come to you today and tell you I feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. I will say I would have rather this not happen, because I don't much want to see a bunch of R.I.P. Charlie Kirk shirts and a bunch of people immortalizing Charlie Kirk as if he's a hero, when I don't think he was a hero. And they'll say, Tim Black, now is not the time. I'm not bashing Charlie Kirk, but what I'm saying is, don't pretend like he was just saying words. Just saying words to be saying, Spike Lee's new movie, Highest Lowest, sucked. Oh, it let me down. It wasn't as good as I thought it was. How could Spike Lee have the amazing talent of Jeffrey Wright and Denzel Washington in one movie and then put out a stinker? Those words. When I said that Godfrey need to stop telling black Americans we, and then say he's Nigerian American in the same sentence. That don't make sense if you're saying we, and then you go, I'm Nigerian, not black. I'm Nigerian, I'm not black. That don't make sense. That's words. Lizzo lost a lot of weight. But Lizzo need to also be quiet, because we don't care as much as she thinks we do. Once again, that's words too. But when Charlie Kirk put out there that black parents and black children and black men this and black men that and black people this, black people that, when he put out that type of rhetoric for damn near 10 years, nah, man, that's more than just words. He's speaking on a whole group of people. He's talking down. He's degrading an entire group of people. Millions of people he's shitting on. Does that mean that justifies what happened to him? No. But for the record, guys, we live in a very violent country. And in that violent country, people get shot all the time, B. That's what somebody said on my live stream. Ninjas die every day, B. That's true. That's true. There was a 19-year-old woman by the name of Dakar Thompson who was thrown off of Nova Pass by an undocumented migrant. It barely made a blip on the screen on CNN and MSNBC. The damn sure did not appear on Fox News. But the death of a Ukrainian woman did. They won't stop talking about it. And now it's like exploding like nitro all over the internet. But then again, that's just us playing victim when we care about black women. Now, Charlie Kirk lost his life today, and that, I do not applaud it. I do not clap. Do I wish he had a different types of politics that did not include dragging black people behind the truck of his conservative movement in order to make his points and help his candidates? Yeah. I do. But I don't wish this because I'm a humanitarian. I don't wish for somebody to be shot. I'd rather us have a debate. I'm from Gen X. When Gen X men had a problem, we went outside and we talked about it with our fist. And whoever won, and we shook hands and we walked away. Now, I'll see you next week. I might want to try my hand again. Give me a chance to shoot another fair one. But that be as far as it goes. But somewhere around the 2000s, things changed, man. And we start shooting each other for looking at us crazy in the club or stepping on our shoes. But see, we all know that politics in America has always been dangerous. Ask JFK and RFK and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., Medgar Evers, and so many other names. Hell, ask Martin Luther King Jr.'s mom. So politics has always been dangerous in the United States. We got more guns than we got people. So anytime people get shot, 3 out of 10 Americans are on some type of psychotropic drug or some kind of medication. So anytime somebody wigs out and does something crazy, whether it is stab somebody in the subway or set somebody on fire in the subway or choke someone to death in the subway, can't really be all that surprised. At the same token, I'm not going to sit here and cry for Charlie Kirk. I got a feeling Charlie Kirk would not cry for me. In fact, if it was me and he was sitting here, he wouldn't even be talking about it. And if he did talk about it, he'd blame black on black crime. Old people used to say, they had a saying, I think it comes from the Bible, you reap what you sow. That don't mean I'm clapping for you to go down. That don't mean I want you to reap. But that's how things work. What you put out, you might get back. You will get back. I think it's time all us content creators make a decision if we're really serious about all the words that come out of our mouths, because there might be a check you got to cash. Here's another saying. The dog you bring home is the dog you got to feed. So don't bring home no dogs you ain't prepared to feed, baby. I can say this. I can say my condolences to his wife and his kids. Charlie Kirk was killed today. Broad daylight by what appears to be a sniper fire. Somebody thought about it and they did it. Deserve ain't got nothing to do with it.
Kofi. Follow me.